Ashkeepers Legacy is a real tabletop RPG show for adults who choose to never grow up. But that does mean our shenanigans may not be appropriate for younger viewers and listeners. From colorful words to emotional highs and lows to fart and phallic jokes, we will hit it all. So please enjoy responsibly, like coffee or beer or buying dice. Welcome to the show.
And fellow gamers to Detention Gaming! This is episode 19 of our Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Ashkeepers Legacy. In case you missed it, the party leveled up after last session. The video will be posted after this episode to avoid any spoilers. So look forward to that. In addition to other fun game mechanics involving individual points to be gained and lost during the session. So each character has points that they can gain or lose, and I will, depending on the triggers of what needs to happen for them to gain or lose points, I will make that known during the sessions. But yeah, so you can maybe see some level 3 things kind of poke through this session after they all benefit from a long rest. So, with that, we also have a special guest joining us today who is new to D&D, has never played before, and knows nothing about the game. I was asked to say that.
She's dumb.
So, if you don't mind introducing yourself to the viewers and who you are playing today.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Amelia, and my character is Ariadne. She is a sea elf and a cleric. Level 3.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. And really quick, as we finish with the rest of our announcements, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, sharing with a friend or two, and liking this episode if you are enjoying the chaos of the campaign, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and your continued support. So with that, let's recap last session with all the craziness that happened. So, last time on Ashkeepers Legacy, it was an eventful night's watch. Adora having a troubled vision of a figure walking along a melted fortress with scorched bodies reduced to dust. This apocalyptic vision was shared among the party, and Aconitum, you left with Armand to find your father to consult him due to all the clues kind of pinpointing that this vision had a very prominent fae kind of feature to it. So this left Vivian and Adora in the grove, officially splitting the party between dimensions. And to your surprises, Vivian's twin brother, Vizar Stormborn, had made an appearance and went to the Fate's End Tavern. Adora, you told Vivian and sent her running off to find her brother, leaving Adora for you to finish the watch alone. To Vivian's surprise, you found your brother not alone inside the Fate's End Tavern. He was joined by a tall, brooding, cloaked form of Adora's brother, Talos Onasis. Tall, brooding individual, very muscular, heavy build, kind of brooding over and looming over Vizar, who looked a little bit uncomfortable. Conversations led to him revealing that he was looking for Adora and had important family matters to tend to. You pointed him in the direction of Adora, who was still keeping watch, so he left in haste, and Vizar got to say hello. You and Vizar got to say hello. Let's see. While catching up, you kind of learned about what Vizar was doing in his arcane studies and his draconology, and then you kind of begin to ponder how Talos even got from Theros to the prime material not being innately magic. So, raising kind of a red flag, you doubled back to go check the wall, where Adora, you keeping watch, heard the voice of your brother ring out from below, calling you out in the cold weather and the snow, and it kind of sent you into a immediate panic, where you fled, falling into a snowbank off the 30-foot wall, almost dying, risking a near-death damage roll, essentially. You ran out into the woods. He chased you. You ran until you pretty much couldn't run anymore, and then you hid. He lost you and raged his way through the wilderness. Eventually, Vivian and Vizar followed the tracks through the snow, realizing that something bad had gone wrong. Eventually finding you in a tree where you hid, and the twins finding you, Vivian took you to the Stormborn cave for safekeeping. Vizar, using his magic, flew above in the clouds and in the trees, keeping an eye on Talos below, who was still searching for you in the wilderness. In shock, we're beyond that. While all this was happening back in the Feywild, Armand and Aconitum, you began your journey through the Old Oak Crossing to Lily's Domain of Delight, where you hope to find Aconitum's father, Pandemonium. You wandered through semi-familiar wilds, these being parts of the Feywild that you are, I would say, comfortable in. It's ever-changing and an amorphous, shift, kind of constant shift as the Feywild usually is. And you stumbled into the domain of an archfey known as the Fate Weaver. This being the mother of a fey friend of yours known as Silk, who is this kind of insectoid fairy individual. A powerful archfey, the mother was able to offer you some information for a price. So Silk led you to her mom and her mother. The Fate Weaver offered you the knowledge that you seek. You asked where Pan Prime was, because Pan having how do you pronounce it? Simulacrums? I can't say that shit either. He has multiple copies. He has duplicates of himself that exist through his powerful, potent Fey magic across the Feywilds, and maybe one or two in the other planes. Unsure. Chaotic individual nonetheless. However, tracking him down has proved difficult, so you ask the Fate Weaver where your father is located. And for this information, she is willing to give you said information for a trade of a memory that you would part with forever. Being strong, binding, Fey magic, Armand, you stepped up in this moment and offered the memory of Zeke, a slain ally. Taking this memory from you, you no longer remembered who Zeke was, what you did, or any of the personal items that you have left of him. With this being acceptable from the Fate Weaver, she disclosed some information about Pandemonium and how the Summer Court and Winter Courts have allied against a common enemy, which is unheard of, unprecedented. The Winter Court and Summer Court are always at each other's throats.
Its own sight.
Yeah, they never parlay. So the fact that they're working together against a common foe is extremely concerning to both of you, but more so you, Aconitum, knowing like the Fey kind of hierarchy.
Politics.
Yeah, the politics. So yeah, just searching for Aconitum's father. Okay, so visions. This is a long recap. I apologize. A lot of stuff happened. So jumping back into the Warrior's Grove and the Prime Material in the Stormborn Cave, Vivian and Adora, you were having a very deep, intense conversation about like what's going on, like what led to this. Vivian, you were trying to help Adora, but lacking understanding of what led to this rift between Adora and Talos. This is a friend you grew up with him. You remember when he was smaller than you, and it's very concerning to see such hostility between family, between blood. But after some talking and some moments of vulnerability, Adora eventually opened up about a safeguarded secret. And of Vivian, you kind of learned how the events where you last saw each other in Theros on that beach kind of were precursors to the events of what Adora shared with you about Xandra, the youngest sister and sibling of the three and how she's dead. Vivian, you knew them all too well, so all of this is kind of coming at a shock. And you learn that Adora speaks to the Sending Stone and hoping for her to respond, but she never does. It's kind of a thing that Adora's been doing to help cope, but you did also learn that Adora heard her voice say her name this very night while everything was going on right before Talos showed up. So this is just a whole nother thing on top of everything else going on that you're like trying to wrap your head around but can't really, and it's hard to kind of find your footing in all of this madness, and Adora's an absolute wreck when you learn this. These heightened emotions led you to a vision of your father, Vizar Stormborn, the amethyst dragonborn, charging into your home, bloodied, hurt, scarred, like a recent battle, and was telling you to grab your weapon and get ready, and gave you this whole deep kind of like a deep disciplinary kind of like speech of how it's important to be ruthless and don't show your enemies mercy and protect those you love before it's too late, because if you show any semblance of mercy or hesitation, it could be too late. Your loved ones can be taken from you. And as this vision faded, you kind of seeing through this illusion or this poor adaptation of your father. It's masquerading, your patron, masquerading through this guise, pretending to be your father. The doorway to the home slammed into splinters as Talos came in with your brother's neck in his grasp, dragging him through the floor and throwing him into the wall, leading to a very intense brawl between the four of you that ended with Adora falling unconscious, nearly dying. Were you harmed at all in that fight?
A little bit.
Yeah, you were hurt a little bit. Vizar was also hurt, and Adora, you were yelling back. It's like saying, he's my brother, don't hurt him, don't kill him. You were hesitant because it seemed like he was very hostile. He seemed very desperate and was not listening to anything. You were trying to talk him down again and again and again. He was
feeling the roids.
Yeah, he was not backing down whatsoever. But you managed to hold him off long enough that the sunlight in the distant horizon reflected off of the frozen lake surface outside, and the ground opened up beneath him, and he was consumed by what can only be described as like souls, manifestation of like ghostly apparitions that were dragging him into the floor, into the stone, as he was screaming, not yet, no, and he was fighting it. But he was claimed into the ground, and with high enough checks, you assume that with talking with your brother that he seems to have made a deal with Aetherios, the god of passage in Theros, which is a very much underworld entity, and may have just made a bargain to get temporary passage to this place to fetch Adora. So with him gone, you had a moment to breathe, so it is you and Vizar in the cave, and Adora is unconscious. And we pick up after all of that madness there, as it is you and your brother and Adora, who is stable, no longer dying, thanks to the use of a medicine or a healer's kit, but is lying there in the rubble of your home. Furniture destroyed, the front door is broken in pieces, shrapnel of wood sticking into the walls, you're lying all over the ground. Personal effects and belongings kind of strewn about. You just spent probably a week or two fixing the place up, making it nice, and you're just standing in the ruin of it all, and Adora kind of on the ground in front of you. And you see instantly Vizar has already walked over and has started using his magic. He pulls out like a copper dragon scale, and he's speaking in Draconic as he's waving his hands through the air, and all of the wood pieces and shrapnel are floating up together and sticking back, creating boards, and then they're floating up towards where they once were, and he's begun the long process of fixing everything and putting things back together with some very low-level magic. So, it is you and him and Adora at the moment. Talos is gone.
We need to get her to the medical bay now.
Don't
worry about that.
He like snaps out of it, and the arcane glow from his eyes fades as he looks over. He's like, right, yeah, of course, yeah. And he goes and casts Levitate on you, on Adora. And as he pulls out a blue dragon scale, speaks the incantation, it's like he kind of exhales this breath from his mouth, kind of like a dragon. It kind of swells up into this cloud that you begin to float on and kind of begins to like drag you along, and you are weightless as he casts levitate on you. And he ushers you leading the way, kind of ushers you and Adora both out of the cave entrance along the lake shore as you begin to run back towards the infirmary inside of the Warrior's Grove. So you both are doing that. We will cut to the Feywilds with Armand and Aconitum. So you both are currently leaving the domain of the Fate Weaver, the silk strands in between the canopy. You see the moths still flying around in the space. You see the iridescent light of like Feywild sparkles twinkling as you walk along. And in the distance, you can kind of hear what sounds like distant, whimsical music that you both know to avoid. You have Tum to help guide you through. You've been to the Feywild a few times, but this is, not with just another person. Aconitum has made it very clear to not eat anything, not drink anything, not make any deals. Kind of give you the basic rundown.
I'm finding all of like my instincts to not listen to Tom. Just
Yeah.
be like, okay, yeah, like I'm out of my element right now.
Yes. Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna make it a little bit more Feywild. Cool. So, as you were both traversing, I would like you both to make a survival check for me. Unless, Armand, are you proficient in survival?
Yeah.
You can give Aconitum the help action then, and have him roll with advantage if you like.
I shall.
Huh, again. Mashing dice. But first roll, the time goes was 14.
14.
No, wait. 15.
15. Okay. So, traversing through the Feywild, you're walking out of these dense kind of trees that are a bit bare because they have this silk stranded between them. And it kind of opens up into this large golden field. And you know the terrain changes, and sometimes the Feywild itself operates just innate wild magic amongst itself. But you don't see any other Fey creatures or anything at this point. You just kind of see this large, it kind of looks like a wheat field, but the wheat has grown in wild ways, and you see that it's like all manner of different colors, and as the wind is blowing against them, it's almost creating this kind of like oil slick over the top of them as the wind covers it. And there's paths, you can see where recent creatures have come through and kind of create these natural trails that cut through this field, and you see this field kind of like goes up on top of this hill, and there's a large tree at the top of this hill, and then over on the other side you kind of see like the continuation of the tree line, and the trees in sections kind of change and into different colors, into different styles. You see like some cherry blossom trees, you see some other large oak trees that like deep green to it, and then you see other sections that are like rivers cutting through this area, and like kind of hear what sounds like maybe a waterfall in the distance. But yeah, you kind of see like the horizon line and some mountains in the distance, and you're feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, so you're just kind of continuing your path. I will say, as you're traversing, you're definitely feeling your exhaustion at this point because you've been up like all night, so you're moving a little bit slower than usual. And per the exhaustion rules, you're only moving 5 feet slower, right?
Yeah.
So you're still keeping up with Tum, and you notice this, and you remember both Vivian and Armand took watch prior to everything happening, and it's night back on the Prime Material Plane when you left, and it's middle of the day in the Feywild, and it might be the middle of the day for the next 2 hours or the next 200. You're not sure.
Right.
Yeah, the Feywild is a weird place.
Oh, you haven't left, have you?
No shit.
Okay. I'm sure.
Do you even know where we're going?
Yes.
Insight.
Persuasion?
Oh, shit.
I'll give you persuasion.
19.
Well, he knows where he's going, roughly.
Yeah, it's the roughly that you're like, the Feywild, it's a changing place. Like, you can tell Tom is confident and familiar, but it's
You
not
sit on
always
throne
the
of
same.
light.
Half-truths.
The same fucking thing.
Different.
You feel as you're having this conversation, your sword inside of the sheath kind of move a bit, signaling that Esteban wants to say something to you.
This is what I do.
Oh my god, let's
Yeah.
see it.
So I like grab hold of like his pommel and like, what?
So, we just told you gave up a bloody memory!
I did what?
You gave up a bloody memory!
I did what?
A memory!
Of what?
Well, you hear this muffled kind of like in your mind, but you can't hear the words that are coming out. And then you hear him continue talking. He's like, it was so sad, I feel so bad. Are you okay?
I mean, I guess. I don't remember.
You seem fine.
I don't remember what I gave up, so.
Alright, yeah, there's something about Fey magic's strange, but that has to be one of the most noble acts I've seen anyone do in maybe a century.
Thanks.
And you kind of feel the sword glow a bit.
Ooh.
And it's like, I think you've earned this. And you see, as the sword kind of like goes and it begins to kind of like shift and move out of your grasp as you're holding the pommel, as it kind of goes to unsheath itself from your sheath and kind of floats out in front of you and twirling in the air a bit. And you watch as arcane runes kind of begin to scribe across the blade a bit in a section.
Okay.
As you see, they kind of begin to glow with this arcane energy, and then it kind of floats back in front of you with the pommel facing you for you to grab it.
I grab it and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
You've unlocked some of my trapped potential. So, when we're in combat, I'm able to help you out a little bit more to fuck shit up and bring you to greater glory.
Hell yes. And I look very much like his mom, Yolanda, at this point.
Yeah.
That's very concerning.
Yeah, for you, you don't hear the sword because it's all telepathic to Armand. So you're just seeing Armand talking to the sword, all of Armand's speech, unless it's all telepathic. Were you verbally talking?
I'll tell that.
Okay, so you kind of see the mental conversation happening. You don't hear it, but then you do see the sword float out of the sheath and float in the air, and then like the shining light of the runes on it, and then it kind of shh, and you grab it.
And then you just see me look absolutely like manic feral.
Do I want to know?
If you play your cards wrong, you'll find out.
Nope. Yeah, this way.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
Cool. So we will jump back from the Feywild to the Warrior's Grove. Amidst the snowfall, as you are out in the cold and in the elements, you yourself still wounded, Vizar kind of hurt also, and Adora in the worst shape. You come rushing into the infirmary, and the windows are darkened. There's some candlelight, but you see Evangeline. She's currently inside, kind of like working on some stuff. She's like working on the large tome, seeing like the patients that were checked in, and like going over some paperwork at the front counter. And you come rushing in at the door, flies open, and the winter wind blows in with you as Adora is being levitated into the space by Vizar. And Evangeline, who is this kind of warm-skinned, long-haired, I believe Asamar individual, hair kind of tied up, kind of wearing less uniform, like, you know, like tending to like nurse garb or healer's garb, more of like a more cozy, like getting ready for bed kind of night. Because this is the middle of the night right now. But you come charging in, and she kind of looks up like, oh my goodness, what's wrong?
Please, I just need help. There was an incident. Please, I'll pay whatever.
She doesn't even hesitate. She like runs around the counter and looks, and you see Vizar kind of continues to levitate Adora into the space as the double doors open, and you see the infirmary where all the empty beds are, and he floats over and sets her down. You see he's like sweating because he's concentrating on this magic, and he breaks the concentration as your levitate ends, and you're like maybe a quarter inch off of the bed and just kind of lay there softly. And Evangeline begins to look you over and is like, I just need some time to assess what happened to Adora. I just need to know injuries, what caused them. Did you fight something?
Blood Force, her brother came into town.
Okay. Is he still here somewhere?
No. I don't
Okay.
know where he went. I'm assuming home, but he wasn't happy.
Okay, going for it, and she begins to like look over you, and she kind of holds out her hands, and there's like this warm kind of orangish golden glow, and she begins to heal you, and you come to consciousness, Adora. As the darkness and the numbness of everything, you wake up and you're in intense pain. You're sore, your body hurts, you kind of feel some of your bones beginning to mend, and you have that post-battle exhaustion as you are laying there in the bed. And
You do have
your
exhaustion.
eyes open as you see Vivian, Vizar, and Evangeline standing over you as you are now in the infirmary.
Where is he? Where's my brother?
I think he went back home. I don't think it was permanent.
How did he even get here?
I don't know, but it was some sort of magic.
Like,
Wait, did I know exactly what type of magic?
Vizar kind of explained it to you. It was some type of like weird conjuration-esque magic, but derived from divinity, which made him assume that it had something to do with Aetherios based on the manifestation of very underworld-esque aspects of Theros.
Yeah,
It was an educated guess.
I'm guessing he was dealing with some underworld
Yep.
stuff.
Mhm.
Short-term memory. But he's gone. I didn't kill him. I promise. I almost needed to, but
he's alive?
he's alive.
Okay. I just lay back in the bed, like wincing from pain as like I'm getting mended.
So you're at 1 HP.
Yeah. I just stay quiet. Thinking. I close my eyes.
Evangeline just like, okay, you look like everything looks intact. You just need some rest. So, rest. You can rest here, you can rest at home. I do not want you up and about more than you need to be. Take care of yourself. I'll get someone to cover the watch, because I assume...
I sit up in bed. The gate!
She's like, no. She pushes your shoulders back down onto the bed. She's like, we have more than enough to cover the guard.
Nobody's watching the gate.
Someone will
We'll
be
get
watching
someone.
the gate soon.
Oh my god, nobody's watching the gate. God.
It's
Brother, do we need to, does this need to go up the chain of people? Do I need to tell the
No.
lady commander about
Nobody
this?
needs to know. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know.
Make a persuasion check. Or intimidation.
Let's see how great they both
because
are.
I'm standing with Adora and just like kind of supporting and going with whatever she wants.
Mhm.
Can that count as
Oh.
advantage?
Well, you can help if you want to intervene.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say?
So he said roll
I think
a
it's
persuasion
fine
or
now. I
intimidation,
think he's
but they're both
gone.
Okay.
And minus one.
And then Vivian has given you the help action. So you get advantage. You get to roll again and take the higher number.
No!
17.
17. You see Evangeline just kind of looks back. She nods to both of you. She's like, I'll say this falls under patient confidentiality, so I won't say a word. I promise.
Thank you.
She just kind of nods and she's like, well, again, rest. I will be checking in a bit.
If the lady commander asks, tell her I fell off the wall.
She just kind of winces and like looks back at you and is like, okay, I can keep a secret, but you're asking me to lie to the new
It's not a lie.
commander.
It's not a lie. Most of my injuries came from falling from the wall.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Sure. That's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Someone will think this is fine. I'm gonna go talk to her now. And she just kind of like goes and walks away.
And I like back down to bed and settle. Just breathing and thinking. My mind is going a million miles a minute.
Do me a favor while you're laying back relaxing. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh no!
Don't worry.
It's fine. It's so fine.
Would you believe it's a 4?
Yes.
Angel
would believe
always
it's
rolls
a 4.
4s.
Yeah, this is like an ongoing trope. Yeah.
We're gonna make shirts.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
With a 4, as you're laying back and relaxing, you exhale. Vivian, you see Adora's eyes shoot open, and there's this blue flame that kind of glows out from them momentarily. And your vision shifts, and you hear the of like a storm, high winds, blistering rain smattering across this like unusual landscape. And you see shapes moving, and you just hear the of what sounds like somebody running, and you see the perspective of what looks like a person running through the wilderness in these trees and roots that are coming up out of the ground, and the ground has turned into slick mud, and they're running frantically, and you just kind of hear this like this very heavy bestial breathing in this pursuit, and there's this perception of you flying through the trees and off of the ground, and you're bouncing off these objects, and you see like moments of like a hand kind of coming in and out of your vision of the blurred kind of perspective, just scratching against the trees and forcing yourself off. You are whatever this creature is in this moment, as you are breathing heavy, and you just feel this this deep bloodlust, this feral instinct to kill, to feed. You're starving, your gut hurts, it feels like it's in a knot. You feel like you're going to die if you do not feed, and you see there is something, it's like a rabbit it's chasing through this space, and you are this beast, and you are just clashing through everything, trying to get this rabbit. And you see this rabbit kind of backs up into a corner, caught in a root, and kind of slides through the muck, and you are this beast with these large, kind of hooked, carved, jagged claws and deep fangs, and you feel your snout, and you feel these large, kind of almost like a crest upon your head, and you feel this insane might and this adrenaline rush, and you've closed in your prey. And you see this rabbit there in the corner is holding its ground. And as you blink and sniff the air, you see Armand standing there with a glory chaser in the hand against the back of this tree, and is just talking, and you just see this intent to kill and this looming shape as the lightning flashes, and you see the silhouette of a large, hulking, bestial form, as you see what look like horns and maybe spikes of antlers coming through, as this large looming form is over Armand, and you see Armand there, blade steady, just drenched in rain, covered in mud, is just there alone. And you see around, your vision begins to encircle as suddenly blue flame just kind of as you're in this like flaming vortex. And you hear this voice ring out in your mind, "There is still time." As you are once again back on the bed inside of the Fate's End Tavern in the infirmary.
Adora.
Armand is in trouble. And I think, can I make like an insight check?
Sure. What are you trying to insight on?
What he's fighting?
Sure.
I mean, maybe. It's very mid. 14.
14. You're trying to like relive the vision.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to think like, was that a bad dream? You're just imagining things, but due to how your other visions have been so like that. You're not sure, but you think that this is not something that has happened, but something that may come to pass.
Armand is in trouble.
It's a possible future.
Or he's going to be.
Okay.
I like start to sit
No,
up
no,
and like
no.
try and like get out of bed.
You need to rest.
We don't have time.
Okay, I'll go find the doctor real fast. And then I try and see if I can find Evangeline.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception or investigation check for me.
Cool. That's fine. I'm fucked.
Yes, you are.
Sounds like it.
Perception or investigation, you said?
You'll be fine.
Ooh, we're gonna go investigation.
You'll be fine.
Oh, fuck!
It's fine. It's all good.
11.
Fine. Everything's fine.
11.
Should be a fair fight.
So Mel, if you wouldn't mind describing what your character looks like, as Vivian comes around the corner in the infirmary, and you're the only other divine cleric that's currently in the infirmary that's just kind of like keeping stock. You were currently like reshelving some stuff and like restocking some healing potions and like fitting out some healers kits, like some bandages and some other things. But you see Vivian walking around, and I think you are both familiar because you've seen yourselves around the grove, but you are not well acquainted.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so Vivian, you come around the corner and see what does Vivian see? Your character, what does she look like?
Yeah, she sees a sea elf, very, very blue in shade, long black hair, kind of braided, all wild all over the place, golden arm bracelets, very sea creature-esque like, similar to maybe a mermaid, if one would say.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names.
Yes?
I need immediate help. I need to go with my friend. Yes, friend.
Go
Yes.
where?
We need to go save our other comrades. Sorry. I'm really nervous. We need to go.
Like it. Are you okay?
No, not really. It's been a really stressful night. I'm kind of tired. Can you just help with making her feel better because we need to go.
I would love to. Vivian? Is
Yeah.
that your name?
What was yours again?
Ariadne.
Ariadne. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too again. Friend. Healing.
Yeah.
Please.
And really quick before we jump to that, what does Vivian look like?
Oh, Vivian is a half dragon, half elf. She's got one purple eye, one blue eye, horns, purple hair, cropped jacket. Oh my god, you don't.
You don't need distracted. Like,
My poor cat.
I have a pumpkin.
We're trying something new with the animals this episode. As you can tell,
And I love it.
it's going very well.
What? Keep going.
He's gonna jump on the soundboard.
No, he's not.
But yeah, so she's pretty cool looking. She's got some piercings in her face.
What's wrong with your friend?
She got into a fight and fell off the wall. Actually, she just fell off the wall.
So she didn't get into a fight?
Nope, she just fell off the wall.
Oh. Insight check.
So yes, you can do that.
Strange.
You can roll an insight check, and then
I would love
Joe
to do
will
that.
have to roll a charisma check against you.
Deception.
Yep, deception check.
So you're gonna.
So the
roll
D20 plus your insight bonus.
Oh,
Just
fuck.
She's a lying liar who lies.
No, you roll one of your big ones,
Oh, it's the biggest.
and then you add 3 to it.
16?
Oh yeah, you totally beat me. I got a 4.
Would you believe?
Would you believe it's a 4?
Okay, wait. What do I do here now?
Nothing. That's just so. he'll
So
tell you.
what does Vivian
Oh, you
obviously
see she's
give
lying
away?
through her teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just fell.
Are you sure? Because it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Okay, but that's what we're telling people, and I really don't want to spread any more of this. It's not mine to tell. But
How am I supposed to help your friend if I don't know what happened?
She got hit hard.
By what?
A dresser.
Dresser.
Yeah, it was a long story, but got into a fight with her brother. You know how siblings are, like, shit can get weird sometimes. But we really need to go because our friends are in danger, and
Yeah.
please.
you want my permission to go?
No. I want you to heal her.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, she's over here.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah, you follow Vivian, you walk into the other room, and you see there's no other patients at this time. And last you talked to Evangeline, there weren't any patients, so you guys were just going to do inventory, restocking some stuff. She was going to do some paperwork, and you were about to call it a night, like literally within the hour. So the fact that this has all happened is very recent, and you don't see Evangeline anywhere, which means technically you're in charge. So, yeah. So you kind of come walking in, you see Adora, who's laying on the bed, and Vizar, who is Vivian's twin brother. And you see his draconic horns coming up and draconic features. He actually has a tail like a dragonborn, and he is, instead of having humanoid feet like, humans or half-elf, he has like clawed dragon-esque feet.
Okay.
And he's standing there in like more sorcerer robes, and he's just kind of like sitting in a chair, and it's just looking very worried, looking over Adora, who, what does Adora look like?
Adora is almost, oh my gosh, wow. Is almost 7 feet tall. I think she's 6.
She's 6'6" because you put her 1 inch above Armand.
She's 6'6". She's very muscular, but lean also. She's got a short brown hair and a half down, half up ponytail, gold eyes, tan skin. She's usually got chalk all over her arms, with some runes like drawn on them. She's in brown leather armor, a bluish scarf type hood around her neck, and yeah, she looks pretty beat up right now.
Okay. Wow, your friend looks fucked up.
Could you help us?
Who's the guy? Who's that person?
Her brother, but I think he was just passing through. Oh, the guy, that's my brother. That's
your brother.
That's my brother. He's cool.
You sure? He looks kind of scary.
No. I promise. He's good.
Okay.
Right? You're good?
You see he's just like looking over Adora, and he looks, huh? What? Oh, hi. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look for a potion. No, you have
Yeah, you also have healing spells as well.
Actually, I don't want that. We don't need that. I will heal your friends, but it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, okay. Sure, whatever the amount is.
It's a lot.
Okay, I will pay it.
How much do you have?
This is great.
Okay.
There are listed healing services that are all priced, which is great because I know you don't know any of that. So this is awesome. Whatever's happening is happening. This is great.
I'm gonna roll a deception and say 100. Oh, would you believe it's a 4?
Damn! Okay, so another insight check for you. So roll a d20 and add your insight to it once more.
Just don't roll a 1, you got her.
This is a 9.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it stays above a 9. Is it a plus bonus for insight?
Huh?
Is it
No, it was
Oh,
a
it's
6
total
It's plus
9?
3.
plus it
Oh,
was a 6
cool.
plus 3.
So 9 total. Perfect. Yeah, you can kind of tell that.
I'm lying.
That sounds like bullshit.
Okay, I got
Vizar kind of looks up
500.
and is like, how much?
I got
would
500
it
gold.
be?
500.
I have gold as well, so.
How much together?
Oh my god.
I really want to help you guys, but it's gonna to heal takes a lot.
Wow, you're true to your craft.
I sit up a little bit and I go, guys, it's not that serious.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Do
it
not
is.
pay 500
She's
gold.
messed up. She's messed up pretty bad.
See Vizar.
I turn to Ariadne and I go, our parents are on the council.
I don't care.
I get up. I just stand up out of
No.
We're not paying 500 gold.
How much do you have? Quick.
See Vizar looks a little bit nervous. He's kind of holding his bag a little bit close to him at his side. And he's like, a lot.
How about this?
I'm just walking towards, I'm just stumbling towards the door.
It's
I'm
like,
like,
Adora,
we don't
stop.
do not be blackmailed or bullied into paying a ridiculous amount for my life. I'm okay.
What's a comfortable price that you need?
I'll tell you this. I'll do it for 300, but I want to come with you guys to wherever you're going.
Done. Deal.
Done.
Okay. Yeah. and she passes 300 gold.
I want 400 now.
You already.
I changed my mind.
Vizar stops and goes and digs into his bag.
Vizar!
You see his arm goes like magically deeper than the bag actually is, and you see he goes in and scoops out some coins, starts setting them out, he starts counting them, and he counts out
I
100 more
put
gold.
my hand on Vizar's hand, and I'm gonna look you in the eyes, and I'm gonna be like, "We're not paying another piece of gold, and you'll be lucky if you get the gold you already have. You can come with us, but you will not be extorting us anymore."
That's okay.
And
I'm
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
for
be.
100.
I'm trying to be intimidating. Like,
Okay. See Vizar's like, okay, and he takes the gold and like slides it back into the bag as it all jingles down into nothing, and he closes it. And he's like, right, cool. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We're gonna do this thing, or are you gonna let me stumble out of here the way that I am?
I'm healing you, okay? I don't need that attitude.
Also extorted my friends.
Dora, spellcasting is kind of it's expensive usually.
Yeah, Dora.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I don't know. I feel like if I'm saving your life, you should be more appreciative, right? Yeah. Why don't you think about that?
Armand from the Feywild's just going, yep, I don't know what's going on, but I agree with whatever's happening.
Vizar kind of like pulls you over and is like, she was giving us a deal. It's way more expensive. Shh. I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you.
He's like looks back. It's like, okay. It's like you need healing too.
Yeah, but if it's 300 fucking gold,
And
I'm fine.
You know what? I kind of like you more than this one. So, if you need some healing, I might be able to do that too.
okay.
At what
Yeah, she
price?
needs healing, please.
Bro.
Yep. How much was that
Yeah.
for healing?
For
For
healing?
her as well? Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Just kind of like rocks on his heels, like take all the time you need.
Oh my gosh, we might not have all that time.
I'm still trying to get to the door.
Dora.
What's wrong with you? Exactly. What do you need healed?
I mean, that's a loaded question. What had happened? She got like.
She took some bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
I think. You got like a dresser thrown at you.
Yeah.
You took some blunt force, like you're probably bruised in some places and
I
bleeding
mean,
from others.
Isn't it obvious?
I guess.
Yeah.
What about a trade?
All right. What do you want to trade?
What do you have?
Oh my god. Gold.
I have a dragon scale.
Ooh. A dragon scale, you say?
A used water skin.
That sounds not as cool as a dragon scale. I think I'll take a dragon scale.
Okay. And he goes and reaches into a bag. He's like, do you have a preference on color or type?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want shiny or not shiny? Gold, silver, brass, copper,
Bronze.
bronze. How about the same?
Like brass. I would like a shiny brass dragon scale.
Okay. And reaches into his bag and pulls it out. You see this bright, iridescent looking, slick, metallic piece, and it's rather sizable, fit in the palm of your hand. And hands it over to you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for helping us.
Okay. Can we do the thing now?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Cool. So what spells would you like to cast on the two of them? You have different healing spells of different levels, and when you cast a spell, it uses a spell slot. So until you rest again, you won't get that slot back.
I need to cure some wounds.
Sure, yeah, that's
Yep.
perfect, yeah. So you will roll hit dice for casting that spell on both of them.
And then you can click this, or you can roll 4d8.
Oh, I forgot the
Do this.
It's D8 now for
No,
healings?
it's always been D8 for healing, but I doubled the amount for healing. I forgot we don't get that.
Oh, snap. Cool.
What happened?
Diamond.
This one. So you're gonna roll this 4 times.
Just add it together.
6.
Ooh. Okay, you're adding this.
I got
8.
14.
Okay.
15.
8.
23.
Okay.
20?
23
Plus
points
yeah.
of healing.
Plus 3. 26, you guys.
26 points of healing to Adora, yes.
Okay, at
And,
least.
and really quick, what does this magic look like as you are casting this spell, Cure Wounds, on Adora? Like,
Yeah, I'm putting my hands over Adora. My eyes are closed. And I'm using my energy. And you just see this, like, vibrations. If you could see them, that's what,
yeah.
You're clearing with vibes.
And all of a sudden, it's almost like her wounds are vanishing. Like they're not there anymore at all. And she feels great, and she's super appreciative to me. Like, oh my god, thank you for saving me. Right?
You get
Right,
a deep,
Adora?
I'd say you get a deep sense of that emotion when the feeling is completed. Very on brand for a trickster,
Like,
don't
she wants to say it out loud to me. Right?
I do feel better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. And then you're casting it again on Vivian.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Should I do the same thing?
Do it up here. You're gonna do it.
I don't need a lot.
Just one.
Okay. Alright.
Let the healer do
You're
their
gonna
thing.
roll it twice.
Let the
Okay,
healer.
okay, so I click this.
Yeah, click that.
1.
And then roll
2
that. Nope, that's the
No.
wrong one. Okay.
You're doing great.
You are.
You got
You're
this.
doing amazing.
4.
4 and
Okay. 3.
7. So 10.
Nice.
That's exactly what I needed. Thank you.
10 total.
So,
Yeah. I
you
put my
are back to
hands
full
over
points.
you, and I do this thing, and now you're healed. And you're also super appreciative.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta say it.
I feel like you should.
If you can't tell, this one is related to those two.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're welcome.
You know what? I guess you were worth it, so. Alright, where are we going? Like, where are they?
I don't know. I think the woods in some way.
One sec. I just need a few minutes. I can find them. He goes
Yeah?
into his bag
My brother
and pulls
can
out
just
a
find
magical. He pulls out a spell scroll. He like slides open the capsule of it and kind of tosses it and like pulls the scroll out. And it looks like a really old, like dusted scroll. He kind of pulls it out and you see all the arcane runes on it and the draconic that it's written in. And he kind of like says like, "This is a one and done spell that should give me a good idea of where they are, if
Okay.
they are here."
Okay.
So
They should be here.
Yeah.
They're probably in the woods.
yeah, but Aconitum, Feywild, maybe.
Aconitum
option.
would not have gone to the Feywild,
Not without us.
and not on a whim.
Okay. And he just kind of looks and sits with the scroll a minute and begins to. He pulls out 3 different dragon scales as they begin to float in his hands and glow as he begins to chant in draconic, and the spell scroll kind of floats up above them and kind of begins to swirl as he's reading the writing from it down. And then it rolls up into this thin line, and then you see this kind of like wispy like serpent kind of flies into his head, and his eyes open up with arcane light, and he casts Scry on Aconitum. So casting Scry, I just need to see if he can scry to other planes of existence or not. I think so, but it might not work if the creature isn't on the same plane as you. I haven't.
We know that Aconitum and Armand are together, right? Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, I do.
You know where I went originally.
So, as he casts the spell, you see it kind of lingers for a second, but then blinks out and fades, and you just kind of hear the of arcane energy kind of leave, and the scroll is gone. It's used. You cannot use it again. And he kind of rocks out of the trance and looks around. He's like, "So the spell failed, which means they are not on the prime material plane."
Gods! Duh!
Okay.
So, where did he go? Where did they go?
I was with you. You know what? Don't get pissy with me.
I
I tried.
We're looking. Tom was looking for Pen.
Yeah, I get that. Thank you, brother.
Just trying to help.
Okay, so how do we get there?
I've never been without Tom.
Neither have I.
You don't know about the... Him and I have gone sometimes. He's taken me. I know where to go.
Okay.
To the Feywild.
Okay.
There's a Fey cross.
I look back at our new friend. Feywild?
Down.
Great.
Yeah, cool.
That's great.
It was part of the deal.
Okay, cool. Yep, there's a large oak tree. I just gotta remember, it's been so many years where it's been...
What did you two do over there?
He took me to the Feywild.
That is not important right now.
Okay, fine.
Armand's in trouble or will be in trouble.
Okay, kind of interested.
Right. Focus. And he's like leading you back out into the snow. You all bundle up, head out into the snow, out of the infirmary, and are heading towards. Vizar's leading you out of the grove towards one of the many Fey crossings that are around, and he's also knows the old oak crossing, the large tree. So he's leading you along the lake shore as you leave the infirmary, see all the buildings of the grove and all of the trees, and you leave the walls out into the large kind of plains and distant woods of the wilderness surrounding the grove, onto the large lake shore as you walk the lake shore. A good few miles. It's pretty cold, you're all bundled up, but it's still very cold. He has to produce flame, kind of keeps this innate flame burning in his hands as you all walk to create this kind of arcane warmth that kind of shields you from the elements and leads you to this large oak tree, and you see he stands in front of it and looks at it, and there is this kind of like large section where there's this sap that has dripped down but has like kind of cooled from the cool weather. You can tell that it has been recently used, and you do see tracks that lead into the tree, and they're not that old, but some recent snowfall has fallen over them, so you can tell that it's been a little bit of time. But he approaches to it, and he thinks for a moment, and he stumbles through some primordial, and then he ditches it, and then he reverts to his Sylvan and speaks out to it as you watch as the sap begins to pour out of it more and creates this opening as you see flower petals begin to blow in from within the trunk of this tree. As you see this light shine in directly upon all of you as the crossing opens and you can pass through it. He's like, okay, so we're going in. We gotta find them to get back.
Okay. Why do
He
you...
left a different way when I went with him last time. So there's that risk. I'm just saying.
So we're going to go to the Feywild,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing where they are. Do you
Yes.
have another one of your scrolly things?
No.
Okay, so we're going to go to the Feywild without a scroll, and we're going to just assume that we know where Tom is.
Well, no. We could track them.
But who said that they came through this way? What if they came through a different way and they're in a different part?
He looks down and he's like, well, that's definitely hoof marks. At least 2 sets of them. That matches Tom. And then what size shoe does Armand wear?
You Bigfoot boy, like 14.
He's like, these are a size 14 boots. I assume they are Armand's. So I'm just making an educated guess.
You know what, Vizar? I missed you.
Uh-huh. I missed you too.
Let's go.
I feel like you're mad at me though.
No, but we do have... I have questions, but we can ask those along the way.
I think the seal goes
Okay.
first.
I think you
what?
have a name though, right? What was your name?
Yeah, I think it's rude that you're just calling me by that. What's my name?
Are we really talking about who's being rude?
I'm sorry, didn't I save your life?
Sorry, that's been passed.
Okay,
I said-
anyways.
Oh no! What did I do?
Okay.
You're fine. It's fine.
So I go first into
Yeah.
a dangerous place.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a portal. Yep, it's
not-
leading you into another dimension, essentially.
it's
Very
not-
Doctor
don't say
Strange.
it's not just a
That
portal.
dangerous.
Yeah, do I have
Word.
to go first?
If you want to come with us.
That sounds like you're changing things up. That's not what I do want to come
I
with
mean,
you
if you're
guys.
not brave enough, I can go first.
I'll go first.
So you walk through, and then Vizar follows, and the two of you bringing up the rear. You walk through this portal, and it's where it's like you're exiting like a bubble bath as you enter this space, and the senses and potent like pollen and flowers of the Feywild consumes your scent as the air whooshing by and the beautiful Fey trees that go up in all different colors. And it seems like with the wind blowing, sometimes the colors may change. But you see like small like multi-legged lizards going up trees, and what look like large insects or butterflies kind of just like buzzing or flapping around in the sky nearby. In the distance you see what looks like maybe a large bird in the distance, or it's a very smaller bird, but you can't quite tell because it almost looks like some of the clouds are animated and like floating between very directionally through the sky. It is a very overwhelming place, but you have this underlying sense of comfort and welcome as you are in this space. You kind of get acclimated to it. You feel a bit nauseous from going through the portal.
I barf.
But you kind of get your bearings after a moment, kind of breathe, take a few deep breaths, and it's much, much warmer here, so you kind of begin to sweat in your heavy layers from just coming from the snow. And it seems to be about midday, but being in the Feywild, day could be a number of days at a time sometimes, or minutes. It's very wild, chaotic, Fey magic-y. So,
Bring bullshit go.
yeah. Everyone can make survival checks as you are going to track your companions through the Feywild.
Everybody knows
Ooh,
the rules.
the lights change.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh no is
No.
right.
Would you believe it was a 4?
No. It's better than that.
Survival. 5.
10.
Plus 3. Roll your big ones.
Dad was a ranger. How do you use backtracking?
No.
It's not good.
Is it a nat 1?
No. Collectively,
It's a 4.
it's not.
Oh. Collectively?
Collectively, I have rolled a 9. And our friend has rolled an 8 total.
And I rolled a 10. 8, 9, 10.
What's her name, Adora?
I feel like I'm saying it weird.
At least she
Ariana.
called me a friend this time, like that makes me feel better.
Okay.
Ariadne.
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 I'm just kidding.
You being cool and mysterious?
I just also have to say, I love her so much.
Mayor
She
wasn't.
is a delight.
Adora does not like her.
Do you hear that, Adora? Like me.
Sorry, I was just checking some stuff. So you all continue forward on your path, tracking as best as you can. You probably get a good distance away from the crossing, the Old Oaks crossing, and you kind of venture out into the Feywild, and you kind of find yourselves out of the forested kind of area into this like deep green. It kind of begins to turn into like a marshland, kind of like Everglade-esque, where you see large plants coming out of these large beds of like moss that are growing on top of the water. And as you step down, they kind of begin to dip into the water a bit, and there's shallower parts of this passage as you're walking between these like floating chunks of moss. And there's these large flowers growing up out, and you notice that as an insect kind of lands on one, it and brings that insect down into the water. So there's these large kind of carnivorous, kind of like almost like lily pad-esque plants sprouting in different places that you avoid. But you notice that there are creatures kind of in the water floating around, and you see large, like almost turtle-like creatures with kind of moss on their back, and they kind of float up, and as they float up, the blanket of moss kind of covers them, and they look around, and then they kind of dip back down, and you notice that they're moving around, and there's a bunch of them. So to move forward, you realize that you kind of have to hopscotch it a little bit to continue on your path, because the pathway you were going, following the tracks that you were, kind of led through this area. So I will need acrobatics or athletics checks to hop through this section.
You got it.
Ooh. Okay. Oh my god.
Do acrobatics, yes? No. I want to do athletics.
Yes.
Right? Oh yeah, we did the same. So yeah, you got a 20. Dirty 20. You got dirty 20. I got a 25.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, no issue hopping across.
Would you believe it's another 10 with a +6?
Okay.
I rolled a
So
4.
10 total? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, jeez.
Also, you guys remember minusing 1 from your d20 checks? Because you're
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's a 24 and a 9.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
Thank you for remembering. Lots of rules to
Wait.
remember.
Am I still exhausted? I got healed 26 points.
Yeah, because you went unconscious and you haven't taken a long rest yet.
Son of a bitch.
You take a long rest and gets rid of that exhaustion.
We haven't had time to rest.
I know.
Go. Shit.
Gotta save some dumbasses.
Excuse me.
My ass is fine, thank you.
So you're hopping along on the backs of these fey turtle-esque creatures as they're swimming along through these marshlands. You both are having no problem at all hopping along, kind of like feel the buoyancy of it. And, you know, it's not far jumps if you time it right. And both Vivian and Vizar bringing up the rear. Vizar goes first as he goes to leap across and he slips and he rolls off of the moss and goes into the water. Vivian, you kind of hesitate from that on one of your jumps, seeing your brother fall in, and you stumble and fall right into the water as well. And as you fall into the water, you realize you can breathe in the water. It's breathable. As you're like, you panic, you're like, it's weird, you're in liquid, but it's air. And you see he's kind of floating there, and he just kind of looks at you underwater and looks, and you just go to speak, and there's bubbles, but there's still oxygen going into your lungs, like you're breathing air. And then you notice one of the turtles is looking towards the both of you now that you're underwater. And it's got that like long neck and the leathery like skin. And you notice that the flippers on the turtles, there's like 6 sets of flippers on each of them, like a sea turtle, as they're swimming along. And you notice that their heads kind of elongate out of the shell and kind of looks over to you curiously and kind of blinks, and it has 2 sets of eyes, so it has 2 on each side and a large kind of sharpened beak.
No.
I need you to roll a D100 for me.
No!
So this is a percentile die.
That's fine.
Oh my god.
It's good.
57.
57.
No.
Okay.
Let's go.
No immediate effect as you
Oh,
in
it's
the
magic
water.
Oh,
Oh, it's magic.
Immediate effect. There's going to be an effect. It's just not immediate.
Oh no. Her brother though.
You watch as Vizar is under the water with you, and you watch as his form begins to shift, and you watch him basically wild shape into a goat. You see him there just like, he's just swimming with his hooves, and he has like purple fur or wool. You see kind of like a goated ram with his like draconic horns bending down. And you see he's just looking wide-eyed, swimming around in the space, and you see the large turtle looks towards him. The head shifts towards him underwater. You both see the like bubbles and like the splash and everything, and look down the water and having a hard time looking down over the murky surface. But what are the two of you doing while this is
do
happening?
I see that Vizar is now a goat?
Make a perception check for me.
13.
13. You notice there's something magical happening. It's kind of like a bath bomb got thrown in, and now there's kind of like bubbles and fizzing and a little like almost geyser of water shooting out in that area where they fell in. There's some kind of magical reaction happening, and it's making it difficult to see, but you could definitely tell that like Vizar's shape is getting smaller.
So I'm going to be like, shit. And I'm going to grab my rope that I have, and I'm gonna hand some of it to Ariadne.
Do I need to take it?
And I'm gonna be like, help me hold this.
Why?
Because they're in there, and if we touch the water, I'm pretty sure whatever's magical that happened under could happen to us.
What? I mean, they seem okay.
You know what? Screw it. So I just throw the rope into the water.
Okay.
Oh, no, I tie a mess kit around it so it has some weight on one end, and I toss it into the water so it'll sink down.
Okay.
Like where I think they are.
Yeah.
In that area.
Splashes in. The rope begins to rappel down into the water. Vivian, you see the rope going down between you, and you see your brother as
I try and grab.
as you grab him by his wool and pull him along.
And I
You see
grab
the
onto
turtle moving towards the both of you, closer. So what I need is an athletics check from you, and then give me an athletics check as well.
Dexter, come on.
It's fine.
Are you gonna help me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
No!
Minus what?
Mhm,
7.
Okay.
This is a 15.
15. Okay, you begin pulling on the rope, and you're pulling on the rope, but it's really not wanting to come back up once it's in the water.
Are
you find
even
yourself
helping?
You find yourself
I'm
having
doing the
trouble
best I can.
surfacing. Like, you can descend in the water fine, like you're in water, but going up, you feel this like resistance to going to the surface. Like everything is dense, like you're denser, you're heavier in this water. And you're kind of freaking out a bit. And you're trying to hold on to your brother, but he's like a stone sinking. And you're trying to hold on to the rope and him. And you feel the rope trying to tug up.
Can I fly?
You can certainly try.
What do I need to roll for flying us?
You're going to use your wings and try
Yeah,
to
yeah,
fly
yeah.
out. What will I need? I'll say go ahead. I'll say expending the use of your wings in this moment. I'll let you roll the last roll you made with advantage, so you'll get another roll.
Don't forget.
Thanks. 12.
Have you used your second wing yet today?
Second win.
You can add that to your. I believe you can add that to your ability
Oh,
check
yeah.
if you fail.
Stuff until after long rest. Or are we?
Yeah, but level 1 you get second
Yeah,
win, right?
second
Yeah, second
win.
but
The
you have the
ability to use
ability.
it for something else instead of a second wind is a level 2.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Forgot about that.
So
So now
yeah, you don't have that yet.
Okay.
Because you have to take a long rest. Okay. So using the wings, you bamf them out. These iridescent bright wings.
I got a 12.
Alright.
It's above average.
As you
above average.
I will say you begin making headway as you're being pulled up and out, and you kind of feel the rope going.
I'm
And-
like, I wrap it around, like, just to try and get more leverage
Okay,
to help pull.
cool. You see Vizar is like trying to like use his hooves to help swim up, and like it takes longer than it should. You both are kind of like really pulling on this rope, like you're pulling up a boulder.
You're breaking
And
the
then
sweat.
eventually, you both see Vivian surface, and you see a woolly ram goat creature, fey creature, comes up with her.
Purple.
Purple wool.
What?
The water. If you can call it that.
You see the rope as you're holding it, you're dripping wet, begins to ignite into flame.
Huh.
You drop it.
I go to reach for her so she doesn't go back in the water.
Okay, you go to reach her, and you watch as your clothing, as you get in proximity to touch her, begins to catch on fire.
Ah!
As you like back up and have to pat yourself out.
What?
I'm
No immediate effect.
trying to. Oh. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Wait, what just happened?
Marie said
I'm
no.
flammable.
Oh, right.
Well, she makes everything else flammable.
Oh, lovely.
I try and pull myself up now.
No, yeah, you're out in the back
I'm
of one
out.
of these turtles, and like its head kind of rears up, and you just see its beak opening.
I'm
And you see-
holding my brother.
You are, but you see he's kind of looking towards it, and there's this like flower-looking tongue that kind of blooms out of
touch
its
it.
mouth. Oh, you touch it, and it catches on the fire. It catches flame, and you watch as the turtle closes its mouth as smoke billows out, and it rocks back and forth, and you're on its back. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw to leap off of it before it dives under the water.
Into the water?
Yeah.
No.
Damn it, Joe. I thought we were gonna have a problem.
No, we're fine.
-1?
We're having a vacation compared to this.
Well, it's your bonus and then -1.
What if my bonus is 1?
What if you're what?
Bonus is 1.
Then you straight roll.
What the?
You have
Whatever
wings.
you roll, -1.
Oh yeah, I do have wings.
Sure. You
Okay.
still have your wings, so you can.
It's an 8.
Because you're flying into space.
-1,
And I have my
so it's a
brother.
7.
Or no, I don't.
He rolled.
Well,
He's
did I
okay.
throw him? Okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
I rolled for him. What'd you go for? 7.
13.
13. So, Adora, you just barely managed to clear the distance. Unfortunately, you slip, falling into the water also as the turtle submerges. And I wouldn't say you fully submerge yourself, but like you jump a little bit too late, so you still get wet. So I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Fuck.
So it's so it'll be the
you
double
want this one
digit
first?
D10 and the single digit D10 together.
70.
And then roll this one.
9. 7-0. 9.
70, no.
Feeling fine.
For now.
That's good. Am I okay?
Are you?
Okay.
I don't know. It
Feeling
could be
fine. Am I
deceiving. You could
dead?
think you're good.
Illusionary
Not immediate
butterflies and
effect.
flower petals flutter in the air within 10 feet of you for the next minute.
Oh, fuck yeah.
As just like,
What the
it's
fuck?
just,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it's just chaos fame.
Oh, come on!
What did you get?
I haven't touched the water yet.
Yeah, barely avoided it. But yeah, so you are now on the back of another one. Some of you are kind
We're
of,
on turtles.
you're on another turtle now,
I would like to
and it's just moving along.
lasso my rope. This is gonna sound
Bird?
so dumb. Around Vivian's waist.
Okay.
And like tie it to me
Okay.
on the other side. Without her touching it with her hands. I wanna like yoink.
Okay. So you and then throw it,
Stay still!
and you're flying in the air, and you go and get this rope tied around. And as soon as this rope gets tied around your waist, and the fire begins to travel
Son of
down
a-
the rope.
I let it go. And I'm like, you know what? You fly. We're good. Should we help Ariadne out of the water?
Yeah.
There's so many butterflies around me.
Yeah.
Should we?
It's kind of obscuring your vision a bit.
I'm gonna grab
I
your.
can't see you guys.
I'm gonna grab your arm and quickly drop you.
In the
No,
water?
no, onto the
Okay.
shell.
Yeah, like flying over, grabbing you, and
Okay.
So that at least I don't send you too much.
Yeah, your
Oh,
clothing
just
does
a
catch fire. You are wearing armor though, so it's not like it's not fireproof, but it just gets warm,
Okay.
and you are plucked from the water and then dropped on the back of the turtle with Adora and Vizar goat. Yeah,
Visigo.
Vizgoat.
Visigo.
Vizgoat.
Which go? This go.
Yeah. So you are on the back of the turtle. This turtle is actually moving you closer and closer off of the water on the other side, which is where you need to go. And eventually you get close enough that you all can make that final jump. So go ahead and roll one last acrobatics or athletics check for me.
What do I need to?
And you're flying, so you're
Yeah.
good. You don't need to make a check.
athletics check.
Via 16 total.
16.
Nice. Clear the distance, no issue, onto the banks of the shore.
Don't you
Dirty
dare,
20.
cat!
Nice. Yep. You jump
He's
to the
gonna
other
jump
side.
on the top.
Rethink that.
Are you okay?
You good?
The bottle.
It's got enough in it.
Oh, okay.
It was shiitake film.
We're trying something new with the
Yes,
animals.
Daddy!
I
don't think we'll
love
be
the
trying it
animal
again.
chaos.
I don't think we'll be trying it again.
Just cat falling out of frame.
But
I mean, it's accurate for the Feywild.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So as you all clear this distance, we cut back to the two of you. You are traveling through the Feywild. You actually have to stop because you see a huge congregation of very large ogre-looking creatures, almost in like an elephant-like migration, moving through a huge section of forest, and they're trampling trees in their paths, and you just have to wait. They're just a migrating group of these large Fey trolls that are traveling through this section of forest. They're just trampling everything in their path. So you're kind of at a moment of impasse as you're both just kind of standing there waiting. I will say, due to the amount of time that's traveling, that you've been traveling, you will need to stop and make camp and rest or risk another point of exhaustion for the both of you.
Are you waiting for a train?
Do you want
Pretty
us,
much.
Like, you want us to take a nap?
I can keep going. So you know the area that would be a good, camp spot nearby?
Go ahead and make either a history check or a survival check for me.
Yep. 19.
19. Actually nearby, you know that there are some old standing stones. That's a pretty good place. That there are some locations in the Feywild that don't move and are pretty set where they are, and based on how far you've traveled, you think that that's a good rest stop. And you've stayed there many times before, and if you brought it up, Armand, you've actually stayed at this site as well during your last visit in the Feywild with the friend group, as you all kind of take a little vacation heading to Lily's Grove. So,
Why don't we just camp there?
Yeah, fair enough.
so you find the large kind of like standing stones with like the Celtic looking Fey symbols on them, and the overgrown kind of moss and ivy and trees and everything. You see in the distance very dark clouds beginning to move in, and at the distance you can kind of hear the rumbling of thunder, and the winds kind of begin to kick up. And that's where we're going to go to break. So we're going to do a bio break, get some water, hydrate, take care of your pets, do whichever you got to do. We'll bring you back after the break. So yeah. Yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're back from break. So, to pick up with the two of you, as you found shelter among some standing stones within the Feywild, and you begin to bed down for the evening, night. It's weird. It's still daylight out in the Feywild, but you've reached the point of near exhaustion that you know you need to rest and get like a full night's sleep.
It's Alaskan summer where it's like midnight, but like sun's in the middle of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, out of curiosity, are you both just going to sleep and taking a long rest, or are you going to keep watch?
I'd pass out.
I guess I got some watch.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get a little fire going, ship a little pie, cook something up.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception check for me as you keep watch.
And is this a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Lucky you.
You know what? Ooh.
Oh, this is awkward timing.
Wait. I can't recover a level of exhaustion because it requires food and drink, right?
I'm making food.
Food and
Okay,
drink. You
thank
got
you.
that. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
thank you, Tom.
You're good.
So, question. Do I get my benefits of a long rest even though I'm on watch, or do I have to still wait?
No, yeah, it's just a part of the long rest. You're doing downtime activities, but get some sleep as well.
It's just mad because it's either a 19 or a 21. So it's 21.
Okay, nice. You're keeping watch. There's a few creatures that stir out in the wilderness, but all the sounds of the Feywild drown out as a storm begins to move overhead. And you watch as lightning strikes through the air, strikes one of the trees, and you watch as the tree just, the roots come up out and it begins to walk away. And you watch as another tree gets struck by lightning as you watch a large boulder begins to float like it's in no gravity as it just begins to drift up into the air. This is a wild magic storm, and you have to shelter in place and let it pass. And thankfully you are in a standing stone circle, which means while within it, you are not affected by the storm. So you and Armand are in the safest place possible while this storm is happening. However, 3 humanoid Fey individuals begin to wander out of the nearby brush, heading in your direction.
We're
And
not.
Go ahead. You said you got a 21 perception check? Okay. I will say you notice 3 familiar female forms walking.
Oh, no!
You see your sisters begin walking up from the nearby Feywild brush. You see, let me pull up their information so I get accurate descriptions on them all. But 3 nymphs that come walking up.
Oops.
So there's Juniper, who you all have met already. And, well, you know all of these individuals. You're asleep right now, but just to describe it to the viewers, what they see, head taller than Tum, a very muscular gymnast-esque build with long spiky hair, light green sky blue skin with dark blue, almost black eyes. She kind of akin to that of a juniper tree. But yeah, she comes walking up alongside Hibiscus, also known as Biscuit. Dark purple, dark red hair, lean, with kind of a lithy dancer build, wears a lot of bright colors. Kind of a combination of a Hawaiian and, what is it?
Flamenco.
Okay, yeah, and akin to the hibiscus flower. And last but not least, there is Orchid, also known as Ducky. And that is the kind of goth sister, smallest of the group. Bookish, kind of think Victorian-esque goth style, very dark purples instead of blacks. And you can kind of see on her belt, she has like a lot of vials of different glowing arcane liquids and potions. And she kind of has like on her sleeve what looks like a bunch of like tools and things. And she's holding a potted flower, and she's like currently almost like extracting something with a syringe from the flower into a smaller little vial. Juniper's kind of leading the way, kind of just keeping aware surroundings of what's going on. They duck, and the tree behind them gets struck with lightning, and you watch as the tree's leaves fall, and it instantly goes into this frozen state of like winter, leaving that kind of like summer-esque bloom that it was in, or spring bloom. And so Ducky's currently, or Orchid is currently messing with a flower, and Hibiscus seems to just kind of be eating and walking along, following the other 2 sisters as they're walking towards the standing stones. They have no idea that you or Armand are there, and they're just kind of walking up, and they're briskly kind of moving because the storm's kind of getting worse and worse and worse.
Tommy snaps his finger, and a illusionary bush just...
Oh no!
We're back to the bush.
Okay. Nice.
Is it over just you?
Yep.
So Armand is just sleeping?
Oh my
Next
god!
That's fucked.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Fucking bush.
Fucking bush.
Do I get a bush because it looks like a bush?
What's that?
Do I get advantage?
For your illusion?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's correct.
Oh no.
That's right, bitch.
Oh shit. Okay, that's
It's a solid bush.
Yep.
Solid bush. Great bush.
Great bush. Great.
sisters all begin walking up into the area. You are fast asleep. And they approach, and as they enter in, they instantly take notice of the fire and the food and the camp, and they look over to you, and you're fast asleep. You see them, they kind of begin to talk to each other, and you see, just for context, two of the sisters speak, but the youngest that signs? Yeah, the youngest is signing back to them, and they kind of all start signing to keep quiet, and they're kind of giggling, and they look over, and you see they kind of begin to do like boulder, parchment, shears, or rock, paper, scissors among them as they're giggling. Armand, go ahead, because they get a little bit too rowdy, roll a perception check for me, because you are asleep. So I will give you disadvantage on this, because you are unconscious.
Right. 10.
10. Okay.
Still exhausted?
You're taking a rest to lose it.
Yeah. I was like, nah.
Rest cause chaos.
So you got a 10?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make... What is this?
I'm scared.
You should be.
Okay, I gotta look up something.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Don't do that to me.
Come on, wise guy.
Your barbarian self is wise over there?
Oh fuck, I just saw it. Shit.
Oh, it's +1. So he's a little wise. It'd be intelligence then. Fuck.
He's just not smart.
No, he's not smart at all. He a dumb boy.
Himbo.
Oh sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You
Oh, I
did.
give advantage!
Space is tingling.
But you're asleep, so.
You are asleep, so you
Just
do not see it coming, so it is a straight roll.
fuck me. 15.
15, okay. There is, as you're sitting there sleeping, you're suddenly awakened as there's a flash of lightning, and there's also a flash of bright arcane colors, and you suddenly see like a cavalcade of just colors that cover your eyes, and you're blinded. And you just hear laughing.
More than I already am.
Yeah, your one good eye, because your other eye's been taken out, your one good eye, you just see a rainbow spray of color and cannot see anything, and you are blinded. And you wake up suddenly and you just hear laughter surrounding you.
I immediately get to my feet and lunge towards the nearest voice that I hear to grab whoever it is, either by the shoulder or by the throat.
Okay, go ahead and make a grapple check at disadvantage because you are blinded.
Grapple would be
So this will be an unarmed strike
Oh, strike first.
with disadvantage.
22.
With
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Really?
What?
What did you get?
15 and an 18.
Damn. Okay.
Unarmed strike is +7.
Yeah.
So
you get up, blinded, there's color spray just in your face, and you go and reach out towards the nearest person, and you grab someone, and you hear her laughing, but you see her laughing cease almost instantly. You're just like, oh shit, fuck, shit, and you grab onto whomever this is. I'd say make a history check for me. I'll give you advantage on this because you know this person, even though you can't see them.
advantage?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. 15.
15. You hear Juniper's voice calling out, just like, whoa, hey, whoa, it's just a prank.
Why the fuck would you do that to me?
You hear the other laughter nearby, and you can pick up on the smell of the flowers of the other sisters. And these are Tum's sisters who you know. And Juniper's like, oh, I figured it's just be funny if we just fucked with you while you were sleeping. What are you doing here by yourself? This is like the dumbest thing you could do.
And with that Pan that came behind Stu,
Did you say Pan?
Fire it, yeah!
His old character.
Guilty.
Yeah, that's like been an
Every time.
ongoing thing.
It's happened
And it's
like
funny
at
because it's
least-
always been Pan, I think.
It's
It's always
been
been.
Yeah. Okay.
Clem comes up behind you, like two swords, and throws his arms around her shoulder. Now that wasn't nice.
You see one of the sisters is completely startled. You see she drops her flash. She's like, shit! Looks over at you, just punches you in the gut. Just like, gosh, dang. What? Oh, okay.
Can I
This
like
makes more
rub
sense.
the like rainbows out of my eye?
Oh yeah, that lasts for a minute.
Rainbows
So eventually you kind of see like the disorienting color and everything kind of fade, and your vision comes back a bit blurred, and you feel the raindrops kind of falling over. Like you're under some overhangs to kind of keep dry and by the fire, but the rain's kind of really blowing harshly, and they've all kind of huddled in out of the rain. You're soaking wet because you were a bush out hiding in an illusion, and kind of walk in.
Like you couldn't have warned me.
I want to see what happens.
You see Juniper's like, appreciate it, that's great. Yep, had to get a good prank in. Venge. You see the other sister for beating me in our brawl last time. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see she kind of cracks her
That's fair.
knuckles and looks back at you. He's like,
Down,
are you
sis.
open for a rematch? Past time?
I mean, you want to go?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, unless you need like your beauty sleep or whatever.
He needs like a full century for that.
Okay.
Can I like punch him in like the shoulder? Hard.
Yeah, you can make another strike. Yeah.
What's your AC again?
18.
24.
Yeah.
So that hits. So you do unarmed strike damage. So what's your strength mod?
5.
Is it 5? Damn.
Well,
It's
the
plus
damage
1?
is 6.
Yeah, it's a +1. Yeah, so you take 6 points of damage. You get smacked by Armand. You see all the sisters just instantly start laughing,
Yeah, that's it.
cracking up. While you're having time to catch up, and you start talking, and you kind of go by the fire and joke around a bit, we come back to the rest of the group. As you're traversing and traveling through the Feywild, there's this weird kind of almost mirage that you're passing through as you leave the marshlands, and you're now heading into a more densely wooded area. And think of like a fun house where there's mirrors and it's like a maze. You could tell that there are these, the way the light is refracting off of the trees, it's creating these prisms of light. And as you're walking around, you realize that it's like you're in a mirrored maze, and you see your reflections of yourselves walking past trees ahead of you. You kind of turn to look, and then you see yourself, and you look back, and you don't see the marsh you just came from. And you hear in the distance, you kind of hear the of like distant lightning and thunder kind of rolling in, and kind of see the beginnings of just simple raindrops kind of beginning to move in under the trees that you are now traversing in. So for this one, I need a, let's see, to traverse this, I think I'm going to need history checks or perception checks to traverse through this mirrored maze.
History or perception?
Yeah.
Perception is
Yes, it's a good one to have.
I'm rolling so bad tonight. And I'm gonna switch it up to digital.
What do we get?
Oh, 10, sorry.
10?
13.
13?
18.
18. Nice.
Damn! Okay.
Oh, girl.
So as you're traversing through this space, you begin to zigzag and cut back and double back, and you're traveling through this space. And collectively as a group, you have rolled high enough that you have quickened the distance traveled through this dimensional rift of forest as you're passing through a fey glen that's potent in dunamancy, which is very time magic-esque.
That's great.
So on timetables of events that are happening, you are much closer to your allies, considering they've had a much longer start than you. And now traveling through this next phase of jungle, you see the Feywild gives way to jungle, and there's these large vines, and they all seem very animated as they're kind of like, there's a whimsical kind of music in the air, and they kind of are like serpents coming to like a flute's tone in the air. And as you're traveling, they kind of settle and the wind blows, and the rain is now falling pretty heavily over you all. And as a section of lightning strikes down on these vines, you see some of them turn into like these strange, almost plant-like carnivorous mouths that snap out.
Oh, cool.
And then you see lightning strike once more, and you watch as a whole section of stone awakens, and you watch as like this large, boulderous creature kind of walks out from the rock and looks around and turns and looks in the direction of all four of you.
Oh yeah, because
Oh, and how's my
There's a
goat?
goat.
How's my goat, brother?
He's following along. He was actually kind of
Still a
right
goat?
behind you, helping lead the way using his mental stats.
Still a goat?
Or no, wait, he had the mental stats of a goat. He still rolled really well. But yeah, he's still a goat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a rock that's...
Yeah, it's like
looking-
a large earth-looking elemental creature that has stepped out
Does
from
it,
this. It's like a large ravine with like these vines draping down from trees and roots. And,
Does it look like it's trouble?
yeah,
I like puff up to be just as big and trying to be intimidating to like make it think that.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Just for the
Again.
record, my intimidation is not great.
I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
You said
Minus 1?
Mhm.
16.
16. You see this large stone face. Like you can make out a mouth, you can make out eyes, no nose. You see this large, kind of like rotund, boulderous creature. Just looks in your direction. It's now like dripping wet from the rain, and stares at the four of you. And you kind of like puff up towards it. You see it just kind of look, and it goes and smacks against its chest, very ape-like, and starts to smack against its rocks, against its form. And you can kind of grasp that it's trying to communicate with you as it's smacking against itself, creating these clashing of rock noises all over itself. And it kind of stands there almost expectingly after it's done with its display.
Can we infer what it's trying to say?
I go, Vizar, what is... And then I look in Vizar's goat. I'm like, shit.
You see he's like eating some grass, he's just chewing on it.
Why is the smartest one of us all a goat right now? Yeah, is there a way that we can infer, like...
I mean, make an insight check.
Cool.
Make insight checks.
Yeah.
13, okay. It does not seem hostile anymore with the 13, I'll say that.
No shit.
Is this like an animal?
It's more of like an elemental. So you would use more of a humanoid-esque insight check for this. Were you thinking about using animal handling?
Yes, I was.
I could say it's primal enough that you can definitely try to use animal handling with it.
Let me think about this.
It just depends on like how you would want to try to use it. What'd you got on your insight to?
Well, you need a long rest, right?
Mm-hmm. You're getting there.
I gotta wait.
Yeah, you have kind of no idea. It's like an ape where it's intimidating, but you can tell that it's like, this is definitely trying to communicate. It's not like trying to like scare you off. Your intimidation has like invoked something in it to where it feels it needs to communicate with you.
Cool. I did something, I have no idea what it was, but obviously
You did a thing.
I did something.
Can I use perception to figure out? Allows you to use a combination of senses to notice something that's easy to miss, something I'm missing.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, do I? Yeah, I want it. You try it.
Yeah, try.
Okay.
You gotta try.
Wait, so I'm doing what am I doing?
If he's allowing you to try, you gotta try.
Perception.
It's a d20 plus your perception bonus.
Actually,
Perception.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
18.
Yeah!
Plus 5.
Oh, 23.
23. So what you did not notice prior to this, as you kind of look past the creature, you can tell that where these vines kind of drop down, these animated vines, there's like shelves, and you see different colored rocks and boulders, almost like a display shelf walking through this ravine. And they're kind of hidden, but you can see with the flashes of the lightning and like the rain, and you kind of of see like the moonlight poking out in places that these aren't natural to the landscape. These are foreign objects or rocks, things that have been placed around and kind of hidden. And you see that this individual, this creature, this rock elemental, was just struck by the lightning, and there's kind of this large kind of scorch mark where it was struck, where it's cracked. It looks like it has been damaged, and there's kind of that steam billowing off of it as the rock is cooling from the rain. So you pick up on those things.
We should get those rocks, right?
Oh, wait, what
What?
rocks?
What rocks?
Those small ones that you can see. You can't see those things.
Oh,
I mean,
over there?
of course I can see the rocks.
Okay. I don't know. Something seems up with them, right?
So if something's up with them, should we maybe not touch them?
I don't know. I think we should figure out what's up with them.
All right.
Unless you're scared, you know. If you're too
I'm
scared.
I'm not scared. I won't go.
You approach, and the creature kind of steps back a little bit, and it's large. It's probably like 13 and a half feet tall, and it looks like it could weigh tons, and it's just kind of there. Its arms are long enough that it drags its knuckles against the ground. It's kind of carving up the earth as it walks. But it's just kind of got like a flat face and head that's kind of shrunken down a bit. It's just almost like an animated boulder. And it's got some like moss and things against it. You see the large open wound from the lightning on it. And just kind of, as you approach once more, kind of just hits against its form, and then just kind of looks back at you after it does it once again.
Does the beady thing?
is it the same repetitive one?
Yeah.
I look back at Ariadne. Anything?
Yeah, no. I feel like he's trying to communicate with us, right? Like, I think he needs our help.
Obviously, yes, but do you understand him?
Are these his rock children?
I think you're onto something.
These rock babies.
Are these your rock babies?
You see it just kind of looks at you and just tilts the head curiously, and some of the water that's pooled on the top drips down. Doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
But could
Back up.
I use persuasion on this creature to communicate to us?
Can I assist by doing the same hits on my head that you just did, or very similar?
You can certainly try. So I will say, yeah, either of you can make a persuasion check with the help action from the others who roll with advantage.
It's gonna be this one with advantage.
Yeah, you
Okay, persuasion is +4.
yeah, you do it.
You got this.
Roll it again.
Okay.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Nat 20?
That's
Listen,
what
Nat 1 to Nat 20.
that one to a nat 20.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Congrats, that's awesome.
That almost never happens.
Never.
Hey, you tell we're excited.
Yeah. So the creature, what do you say whilst Adora is like,
I'm like, we just want to help you. We want to figure out what's going on. Can you just talk to us? Can you tell us what's wrong?
you see, and Adora, you're doing that, and you see it's kind of looking more so at you, but also listening to you, and then it kind of turns its head and it kind of nods. And you see it goes and takes this large stoned finger and begins to draw in the ground, and it shows you the ravine you're in, and then you see it like wipes it away with its hand, and then you watch as it like makes little figures of all of you and it, and then you see it draws a line through the ravine, and then you see it points at all of the rocks around, and you see it opens up its hand like expectingly. And based on that, you can kind of get that if you want to pass through this area, you need to give it a rock or an offering of some kind. That's what you're getting from
Dragon
that.
scale.
Oh, you probably could give the dragon scale. I almost thought of something sad.
I thought of something sad too.
Oh no! Oh no!
Do you want to give more memories?
Ooh, or I have one to give because obviously my brother is a goat.
Oh yeah, sacrifice your brother.
Just around, confused wet wool. Just
No, the sending stone you gave me. I can give it to him.
walks over and he goes and bites it. He He's just gnawing on it.
Oh my god. She takes it and she hands it to.
Kind of steps back and goes and tries to ram you.
What the fuck?
It's a 15 hit you.
Meets it, beats it.
Yeah, so you were knocked prone into the mud as you were smacked by it as a ram. He like walks over and takes the sending stone and just kind of moves away with it in its mouth.
I look around for a rock.
That was just like a very
Make an
straightforward. How
investigation.
dare you?
Make an investigation check.
The
Damn.
sending stone in my pocket weighing very heavy right now as I frantically look for a rock. -1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. Cool.
Can I get up?
3. Yeah, you stand up.
Or
I click on it. If I didn't do that. Well,
Yeah, you stand up. You're kind of covered in mud.
okay.
A bit cold.
I give him an evil eye, and then I also try and start searching for a rock, grumbling at him. Don't you want to get out of here?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my stuff. As I'm like just throwing mud.
Yeah, you're
Like-
throwing mud, looking at rocks, and you see it just kind of standing there, and you see it turns and like walks over, and it's kind of no longer interested in you now that you're digging through the ground.
I think
He
I'd
doesn't
like
want
to
us to-
offer my dragon scale and see
Are
if
you-
it's interested.
Okay.
Do you offer it?
I do offer it.
You like go to like show it to it, and you
Whistle.
see it kind of, and it looks down at it as you're presenting it. You see like the large kind of like furrowed stone brow just kind of cracks as it goes wide-eyed by it. And you see it holds out its large hand. It's a huge boulder. Like you would step into its hand. It's very big. And
That's attractive.
it holds out the hand for the scale expectantly. You put the tiny scale into its large hand and it just kind of like looks up at it and looks over, and you see it walks over, and there's a large open section. You see it goes and puts the scale onto the stone and then goes and stacks some other stones around it and kind of creates a little archway around it to keep it safe.
Oh.
And you see it just kind of looks up at it and it goes and motions you to pass.
Nice, just me or like
All
the
of
whole
you,
gang? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's fine too.
You're welcome.
Damn. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for saying thank you. It's nice to feel appreciated.
Covered in mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
You continue walking on your journey. Back at the standing stones at your camp where you're keeping rest, you're all sharing conversation, talking about what's going on. They ask you why you're in the Feywild. Juniper's like, yeah, why are y'all here? Like, what?
Well, I was looking for Dad,
That.
Oh, okay.
and then I heard a rumor. What's this about the summer court and winter court working together?
That.
You see Juniper's eyes go very wide, and you see
Spill it!
the other sisters look very confused and don't really know what's going on.
Spill it!
You see Juniper's like, I can't. I've been favored into not saying anything.
Oh, bloody hell.
I have.
Wait,
Mom
what?
made me promise. I can't.
What
say-
did she say exactly?
She said you cannot recite or tell or retell or yada yada yada. That I cannot
Don't
say
give me
anything
Hey.
about what I heard at the summer court.
Hey.
Perfect.
Hey,
Hey?
can you sign it?
No.
Shit.
No form of communication, verbal or otherwise. It was very thorough.
Damn, I'm so sick.
Dad kind of got in trouble because of what I overheard when I snuck into the summer court. And that's why he's out there right now. Because I fucked up.
Oh, you mean one of your many father clones, which...
No, it's Dad.
Prime. It's Prime.
It's him.
Ah.
The other ones are busy doing, I don't know what, dad stuff.
So-
Mom is very stressed, and we needed a break from the group, so.
You snuck out again, didn't you?
What?
You snuck out again, didn't
Yes,
you?
we snuck out, Tom. Yes, we fucking snuck out. Mom's got these defenses up. Everyone's freaked out because of words of the Winter Court working with us, and word has gotten around that Dad is helping, and now we're kind of not friendly with neighbors. So things are not great right now.
Okay.
I wish I could help. I really do. It's all I can say is that it's necessary. And
We
he
have
would,
problems, and we need... Oh, boy.
if Mom finds out you're going to find Dad, she's gonna lose her mind. You are not leaving if she finds that out. I hope you know.
I would very much like to go home, so maybe we should skip this plan. we just came here for you. Fucking turtles. Guys, okay.
You know why I said don't come here without me. Well,
Eventually. Like, I don't want to be stuck here. Jesus.
Don't get me wrong, it's great to see you guys, but you know,
I mean, it's great to see you too, and I look at Biscuit specifically when I say this.
Oh.
okay.
He can't flirt with your sisters, but you can flirt with his.
Precisely.
Damn, biscuit.
hang
It's
on.
that damn biscuit.
Yeah, Viscous, she looks back at you with a very warm smile. And she's just kind of sitting by the fire, her legs kind of up, and she's just kind of like resting her head on her arms, listening to you all kind of talk. And you see other sisters currently busy trying to get whatever she can left out of that like muddy plant that she was messing with before Tom jumped out. So,
Biscuit, anything in the rumor mill? Anything? I know how much you like your tea. Come on, anything?
it's gonna cost you.
Ah, you bitch. What's it gonna cost me this time?
I have to think about it.
That's not fair.
Oh yeah, it is, I think it is fair. You're too busy with your new friends to come say
Oh,
hi
we're
to
not
your
friends.
sisters.
What? Hey, if we ain't friends, I don't have to respect the bro code.
You see, they all laugh and look back.
You just see my eye, like, flash, like, green. Try it.
Brooke's
You
like,
were
"Oh,
just
fuck yeah,
flirting
come on,
with
do
your
it, let it
sister."
happen."
What?
I said you were just flirting with his sister.
Yeah. You see,
It goes both ways.
Orchid
though.
just kind of looks back at you both and signs like, please don't fight right now.
Not planning on
I
it.
sign back. This is just how we communicate.
She kind of gives an okay and like goes back to messing with the toxins and the whatever little vials that are on the rocks right now. Just kind of goes back to what she was doing. Juniper's like, I mean, I think it's a great way to solve any issues. So, if you guys want to...
Yes, you're off to the size of a tree.
Yeah. Have you been lifting at all? Have you been working out? Or are you too busy drinking and doing guard duty and whatever else back at the grove?
The second one.
Okay.
I
You
work
know
out.
I
and
have
gotta
a map.
biscuit when I say
I just
This
give
is like, it's gonna
daggers
cost
to
you a date with that guy.
daggers to Juniper. You know I have a medical condition that prevents me from getting any magic, right?
Just kind of looks like, yeah, sorry, no, it was a low blow. My bad.
To be fair, any blow from you is a low blow.
True. True. Just kind of looks back and looks at you both expectingly, just kind of raises his brow and looks around, and the storm kind of lightens up a little bit in the clouds. There's kind of a break. You see the moon beginning to rise up.
fucking
the
shit,
clouds.
goddamn, no!
I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Apologies, man.
If this is the vision and it's him that fucking kills me.
Oh, fuck.
You see the youngest sister, who has a horrible scar on her neck, look with utter fear as she backs up, standing up, looks to you and like goes to grab you. You see Juniper's like, what's going on?
What's happening?
I need everyone to roll initiative, including those of you not present.
Oh,
fuck.
Shit!
So we got the sisters. Where's
Are
your
you shitting me now? I roll something?
You're
Okay.
gonna
Wow.
need it.
So we
Okay.
have
Struggle. Lucky for you.
Okay.
So we have Juniper, we have the Ducky.
What'd you get?
Another nat 20. She got another nat 20.
Oh my gosh. I got a natural 19.
So we got Orchid, we got Juniper, and then I think that's Hibiscus.
So your initiative
Dark
appears,
dark
it's a
purple.
-1.
No, that one is.
So it's a 19.
Hibiscus.
But it was a natural 20.
Or no,
You said like darker
purple. This is Goth.
Yeah, Goth
Sister
was, Goth was Orchid.
And then Hibiscus is dark purple, red, colorful. Yep, that's okay. So that's Hibiscus, and then that's Juniper.
Oh, where am I?
Here,
Put me
place
somewhere.
yourself wherever you'd like to be. Just kind
I
of
feel like I'm
talking
gonna be in
about
front of Hibiscus.
I will.
it. Okay. And
Do you wanna
you're
be-
kind of all talking.
I was gonna say something, but I stopped.
Good job.
Thank you.
I know restraints.
Okay, what did we get for initiative? Above
21.
20? 21 for Armand.
23.
Okay. Anything above
I just
15?
realized Armand has no idea.
19.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like,
okay,
yeah.
so I'm gonna give you the GM token for you, and then the GM number 2 is going to be for the sisters. Okay? So here, and then above 10?
Oh,
snap.
shit.
Okay.
9.
You got a 9. Okay. The sisters got a 5. So anything above 5. Dora, what'd you get?
Would you believe?
Is it a 4?
Damn.
Okay, so Armand, we start off with you. David, go ahead and describe the transformation as you are under the light of your first full moon.
You don't see anything happen first, but you hear bones start to snap and pop. And you see him like double over in pain as he's trying to fight this off. Like, oh, Grove, passage, get him to it! Run! I can't! And he seems to like swell and grow, and then you watch as like his lips basically peel back as a maw pushes forward, and he starts to and get bigger, and he's now about the size of you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And for context, I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
Not as big as Adora.
By 1 inch.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
He still has like the goat lower half, and it just still has his horns, but it's like got that classic werewolf face and arms, and arms are massive, and his hands and more like talons or claws and nails.
Yeah. As you see Aconitum, the satyr, take on the hybrid form of a lycanthrope, as you see this werewolf satyr in all of its horror, just, and you just look up to the sky and
It's somewhere between a goat bleat and a wolf's howl.
Yeah, it is a horrific mixture. As you see some of the birds in the nearby trees that were hunkering down from the storm flee, and you the strike of lightning above as you're all kind of in the rain. You start off initiative, so what do you do?
I know you just told me to run, but I immediately take out Esteban and my shield, and I kind of just like get into a defensive stance. I think in front, actually, of Orchid, because she was the one that had like the more like scared reaction.
Okay, which
The
I
one-
think you...
Dark
yeah,
one.
you are in front of that one already.
And I'm going to.
You're technically
If
within
I-
melee range.
Yeah, but if I do rage right now, would that still be in effect like my next turn?
As long as you attack or you take damage. Like,
Or you, noob, 2024, you just keep it up with your bonus attack, actually.
also, it's your bonus action. So you can rage, and then on your next turn, if you don't get attack or get damage, you just spend your bonus action again to keep it going. That's great.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go into a rage,
Okay.
but I'm also going to hold my action. I'm just taking like a defensive stance right now.
Okay, so you're holding your action for what's the trigger for your held action?
If he fucking moves.
If he moves,
Oh my god!
If he either moves towards me or toward, like, just move, like, whatever the attack, if I feel like he's gonna cause damage.
Okay. Okay. So you're holding your action.
That was, like, triggered, like,
No.
I said, 1 second.
What the hell happened? What
Oh, you do
time?
need to roll for that, so roll a d10.
That was one time.
And then
Would you believe it was a 4?
Okay, let me look. I gotta look for,
I like it.
for the voice thing.
Okay.
Where did it go?
I like it.
For 4. So you see him glow and you just hear him, charge the fucker! Get him! Take him down! And you feel like this swiftness in you all of a sudden coming from the magic sword. It ends your turn. Going to the sisters goes. The sisters are going.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Little question.
Uh-huh.
Because now that I'm level 3 and I've done the long rest, do I get like my level little thing level 3 storm aura thing?
So I will say, from the sake of this, moving forward in time, you all just get the benefits of your 3rd level. So you've all kind of taken that long rest. So you no longer have the exhaustion. And I will say that forest you walked through that was like Dunamantic, that gave you the benefits of a long rest passing through it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So you get your spell slots back. You get your all the stuff and things. So the sisters are going
Oh, I
to.
can't do that this time because that's a bonus action. Never mind.
So you're gonna go.
Next time, maybe.
So which one? So you're in front of Orchid. Hibiscus goes to grab you, Armand. It's like, we need to run, and like looks back at. Tom see Juniper's like, go! I got him! Go! And he's gonna go and move up. He's gonna try to grapple you. Yikes!
Oh no.
So that's a nat 1.
Oh, fuck.
So it goes to grapple you and goes to grapple you. You just throw Juniper off. Juniper's like, run, go, run, I got him! And Hibiscus is like trying to pull you and trying to drag you if you're not going to move yourself. So you're not going to move? So it's going to make a contested, or it's going to try to grapple you to make you run. Let's see. You got your shield out. Unfortunately, you like grabbing on your shield is like, please come. We need to go now. We need to run. And like looks back and you see,
Are you fucking crazy?
you see Orchid is behind you and is just like fully like on the ground and is like full panic. He's like rocking back and forth looking at Tom and is like the tears are coming down her face. And you see she, Hibiscus goes down and grabs her sister.
Yeah, take
arm,
her and go.
And just like pulling back, she's pulls her and just starts to run. Or actually, make a persuasion check for me with disadvantage.
Oh, ouch.
2.
2. Okay, looks back at you. It's just like, I'm not leaving you. And like looks back to Orchid and just like points, is like run and like signs run. And you see Orchid starts to run off. And she's there still next to you. And it's just like, we need to go. Juniper can hold him back. And just looks up and you hear like, the lightning and the rain and everything. That's gonna end their turns. Aconitum, it is your turn. You have to attack the nearest hostile creature to you, which is between Armand and Juniper. So I need you to roll either a d4 and declare who's who, or flip a coin if you have one.
Oh, even large.
Yes.
Let's go on.
You are a person. Going after 8. Going after Juniper.
Okay. So go ahead and you are raging.
Yep.
Go ahead and.
Do I do the moon thing now, or?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. So I don't have to mark his first one. He's going to material point. Never remember what's that one.
That is a waning. Or no, that's a crescent. I gotta look at the chart. Moon dice.
Is it a question or given?
Let me see the dice again. It should be. Oh no, that's a waning crescent. Waning crescent.
Waning crescent. Okay.
Waning or waxing crescent.
And then the
technically.
Feywild one It's the same one.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of hear in the distance some howls, and you can make out what they're saying. At least the instincts and intent of them. And as you're all talking, it's like, come on, you gotta go, you gotta go. You hear the voice of Hibiscus through Tom saying, we gotta go. Like, eerily similar as the mimicry comes through. And it is unsettling.
Oh, that's great.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
First attack is an 18,
18 is gonna hit.
and it's going to be a grapple. So contested athletics.
Okay. What'd you get?
12.
12. She is grappled.
Your arm just reaches out and grabs her by the throat.
Yeah, she's. Yep.
Since I'm holding my action, does that that provokes it, right?
That does. Yep.
Okay, I immediately am going to charge and go after your thigh.
So is this like a trip attack? Are you trying to knock him prone, or are you trying to do damage?
Hamstring.
Hamstring. Damage if I can, but probably just more or less knock him prone or get him off his balance so he can let her go.
Okay, you get the options of damage or prone.
Prone.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack with a stab on, and if you hit, then it will knock Aconitum prone.
Well, it won't. 9.
9. So you go and stab on, it goes to slash, and the matted fur on the satyr goat-esque legs, the blade strikes it almost like armor as it goes to slash through. Doesn't even find purchase against the slick fur. So it goes and slides off, expecting blood or something, and at least enough force to hit, but far stockier, far larger. The weight is shifted in his form. It's kind of terrifying. You see Stabon's like, try again, you've got this! He's just giving you words of encouragement as you keep fighting.
And then, because I'm a beast barbarian, and I chose claws, I guess it can attack as part of my normal attack. And he's just going to try to backhand.
Okay.
17.
Does not.
Thankfully, your shield, as you smack against the shield, you raise your shield just in time as Aconitum swings with the backhand, and it's like ping against your shield. Again, huge woven lichen going on.
My.
You see Jerper's like, okay, I have to run. Just run or I'll get the fuck out of here. It's like getting choked while you got backhanded from Aconitum. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, so my action is bonus action. You technically takes bonus action to reach.
Alright, so...
Oh, I didn't do advantage rage.
For reckless attack, you could reckless.
Technically, I did reckless to go for it.
Okay, you said you reckless attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means they have advantage against you. Okay, so you all are running. So actually, for the three of you, because you're on the way, I need one of you to roll a d4 for me. Just
I
a
vote
single
Melly.
d4.
Melly.
Carl, you are
So
on
the pyramid
The
dice.
pyramid.
The triangular
triangle.
one.
Nope.
Triangle.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Oh, the triangle.
The triangle.
Yeah.
4. So you all will not arrive until 4 rounds of combat has gone by.
Oh my god. Melly,
I was going to say, don't let her roll. She's been rolling too high.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
So
guys.
that's round 1. That ends
Okay.
round 1. So you all are
you're
just
dead.
traveling on the way, keeping the pace you're keeping.
we got a healer.
It's fine.
Goes up to start of round 2 with Armand. You're there with your shield with the stab on.
Okay, so now I have opportunity attack against him.
You have a normal attack.
You have a normal attack as your turn. A top opportunity is if he moves on his turn out of your melee, you can go and attack.
Okay, and I will be attacking recklessly.
Okay?
You don't need
You don't
to.
need to.
I don't need
Oh,
to.
he attacked recklessly, so you already have advantage.
Ah, thank fuck.
You're welcome.
But I will also gonna attack, and then I will do the bonus action thing afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I just got hot shit with melee.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Fucking hell. 16, it's not gonna make it, is it?
Take me with the power.
Or 5. Okay. So, I'll say that like, this time I'm like trying to just like go for the arm that's holding like Juniper's like throat, and I didn't make it, so obviously it doesn't hit. But as a bonus action thingy thing, going to say that like it feels like static is kind of like coursing through me a
You
little
feel
bit.
that storm above, like the air's electrified.
And if you're
around you,
like
yeah.
conscious enough in there, my bright green eye that like happens when I enter range kind of becomes like almost like entirely white with like a little bit of a pale green like sheen, and like lightning is like coming out of it.
Fuck yeah.
And from I'm gonna just like say as like flavor, like
Yeah.
from Esteban,
Uh-huh.
lightning is gonna like just strike out, and you are going to need to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. 18.
Okay, so that succeeds, but you take half damage.
Okay. This is lightning damage.
So if it's 5, round down, like 5.
I round up for players.
Okay, so 3. Yeah, so just like 3 lightning damage then.
Either Pam's gonna
You just
die
hear,
or-
Taser sword! It's happening! Taser sword!
Tom, fuck! I did it! You even called me out!
But when you do this, Esteban's like, we're doing it, Taser sword! Yeah! And you're fighting Aconitum.
I need you to be serious for a second!
But you just shot lightning out of your face!
I know we can't be happy about that right now!
Does that end your turn?
It does, yeah.
Okay. It is now, the sisters go. Ran off somewhere out of sight into the wilderness.
Still round 2.
She looks at you both fighting a concept. She's gonna roll to stay or flee. She goes to run after her sister. She's like, no one die! And just goes running off after her, dashing away. That brings us to Aconitum. It's your go. So go ahead and roll off for me again to see who you target. So you got one in a chokehold and the other one right next to you trying to attack you. Well, the other one actually tased you or electrified you.
Does Juniper do anything on her turn?
Oh, Juniper, thank you. Juniper's turn. So I mean, she's gonna try to escape the grapple.
Actually, DC.
Nope.
Well, what's it? It's just set by DC now, so what's she roll?
She got a 8 total.
DC. Remember, she's a barbarian and can break.
Oh, darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Stand by.
Can I go get foodies?
I forgot to reset the lights.
Vibes. Needs to be a red bow.
Oh my gosh, rage.
Rage. There we go.
No
Let there be
yawning.
light.
It's all good.
GG table light on. Okay. And then these ones. There we go. Okay.
Remember how to be a barbarian, so she could rage and get advantage on the save.
She got an 8 total.
Oh boy. Right. Alright.
So yeah, that's her turn. It's now your
Going after her.
Okay. You have her grappled.
Yep. Just kind of takes his cards.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 more rounds to go.
Luckily, I think comes in there holding it back. That's minimum damage of 5.
Okay. Yeah, 5
You
points.
watch it, he goes to disembowel in the hands, slows the last second.
Yeah, and cuts into her stomach, into her diaphragm. She goes, as the blood just starts to run down her torso, and she's you're all drenched in the rain, and it's washing down her, dripping off of her feet into the mud. You have another attack, yes?
Yep.
Is this his sister?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one's going also kind of bat off this
Armand.
one. Armand. 19 to hit.
Yep. Breaks through the shield as the shield held their sword.
7 damage, so shit. Oh,
How much
four,
damage?
7 reduced to 4. Because you're
Seven reduced to
raging.
four.
Yes, because you're raging, yep.
Okay.
Like, bats the shield out of the way and then claws towards you, scratches against you, and like scratches into your armor, and you're like bleeding under.
I'm not really wearing armor.
Or you're bleeding under your unarmored defense, like cut through your clothing. You're just bleeding across the chest now. You have like that werewolf claw.
Great.
Yeah.
And he'll pull Dubicle. I wonder if you taste like your sister.
Oh my god!
You see, she's like, fuck you, Tom. She's bleeding and she's being choked and grappled. That ends your turn. That's the end of round 2. Going to the top of round 3. Armand, it's your go again.
I'm attacking recklessly, this little bitch.
Okay.
Agreed.
Do it. Whew, fucking hell, thank fucking shit, motherfucker. I'm sorry, 26.
Wow.
Yeah, you hit.
Wow.
There goes
Wow.
our rating.
There goes the
I'm sorry, that was just, I
know it'd be
so
editing
much-
nightmare, but it'd be so
No,
funny
we're
to see it all
welcome.
bleeped
Yeah.
out. Like if we tried to bleep it out, and it's just like bleep, 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 bleep.
Are we talking Morse code?
Yeah.
6 plus 5.
11.
11.
So 6.
Reduce to 6.
Oh my gosh.
You slash with the stab on.
This is so
Actually
such a
managing to
steal.
cut it at a good angle and slicing the blade through the muscular
I-
fur.
Would like to slice at
Stretch
the arm that's
Cheetos.
holding Juniper.
Sorry?
I would like to slice at the arm that's holding Juniper still.
Okay, cool. You slice along that arm. The blood, the crimson, kind of drips through the fur onto the ground, and like it's still holding. But I will say, due to that being a more targeted strike, that you will receive a -2 on the next contested grapple for her to get.
Fair enough.
Temporarily. Okay. Anything else from you?
Can I keep just like bonus actioning, like lightning him?
Yeah,
I think so.
Fuck yeah.
you're going to hit.
Yep, so Dex again.
Ooh, full damage for you this time.
Oh hell yeah.
This is not a really
4.
good situation, guys.
Well, how much?
A 4.
Alright.
How much damage was it?
4 lightning damage.
4 lightning damage. Nice. Okay, that's tacked on.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Mhm.
All right, Juniper. She is going to try to break the grapple again.
How long does this transformation last?
It's my rage, so that long. 10 minutes.
It's gonna be a 10 against your grapple
So you
save
get -2.
with the
I
-2.
do. I do. Which, guess what? 11.
She's like punching your arm. It's like trying to kick at you with her leg, and she just got her. Okay, that ends her turn. Goes to your turn again.
He's gonna throw her into that rock right behind him. Just,
Right?
okay, wait, after you do a random attack first. Ooh. First one's going after him?
Okay,
After me?
Yep.
it's going after Armand. Yep.
Number 19.
Yep.
Ooh, yep, only that against your mind. 9, so
Half.
5, so 5.
5. Out of curiosity, was that a claw?
Yeah.
Do you have a bite?
This one looks like a select, but I picked
Oh, okay, gotcha.
after select, I can try bite.
Or claw,
Claws
or
or
tail. Got you. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Just get sliced again. This time I think along the arms. You just cut through the clothing as the claw comes over, just rakes against you like blades. It is extremely painful, but you're fighting through it and you're raging right now. It's sparking.
Say just because it's like my like thing, you can't tell what I'm
Yeah.
feeling right now. I'm
No,
just
yeah.
like I'm just locked in.
Yep. And then this is the throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw her back against like the building behind the pillar behind me. With these 3 athletics, so 21.
Yeah. She falls prone as you hits when she falls. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
3.
Okay. She takes 3 points of impact damage.
And you comes full undivided attention.
So that's boom boom. End of round 3.
Mhm.
We're in round 4, and the next round you all come into combat. Okay. Armand, it's your go. As Tommy.
I can only attack recklessly
adrenaline.
like on my first.
You
Yep.
can clear it.
Yeah, you have to declare at the start of your turn.
Oh,
But I've been attacking recklessly the whole time, so
So you don't need it.
Okay.
You already have advantage because Tom's been attacking recklessly.
Oh shit.
No.
Yay. 26 again.
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna kill each other before we can get there.
6. So half, so 3.
Okay. And then,
And then bonus action
yep.
with the lightning, so dex again.
19 on the die.
Okay. So
Okay, so
half.
half. Just 1.
Alright.
Is you're just slashing with the stab on and using
One hand
lightning.
because I still have shield.
Yeah, you have your shield up and you're slashing, lightning shocking off of you, zapping the werewolf satyr who seems to kind of be pissing him off even more. That ends your go.
Mhm.
Going to Aconitum, it's your go.
What about Juniper? She's
Or Juniper, she stands up. Thank you. And she's like yelling at you. She's like, Armand, get the fuck out of here! And it's going to run over and is going to flank. It is going to try to grapple you with advantage. Yeah, that's going to be a 24 to hit. So
Hit.
successfully goes around and like bear hugs you from the back, kind of forcing your arms down to your sides, and goes and just lifts you up as your hooves kind of like kick up into the air, and she kind of almost goes like she's gonna suplex you over the shoulder. She's just like, "Go on!" and is screaming, holding him in a clutch, and now has him grappled. So now it is your turn.
Alright.
You are grappled. Yeah, it's the heartbeat for the
First one's going.
werewolf.
First one's going. Armand. He's just trying. He goes up and he kind of does a crunch for it, tries to bring his horns down.
Okay,
18.
that hits.
Beats it.
Wait, who are you attacking? Oh, I see.
With the horns.
Gotcha.
Can't really get. And that will be 7.
So 4.
Well, actually, I'll say this attack needs to be directed at her because she has you grappled,
Alright, so
and you do not like.
he
being
just
grappled
head
right
back.
now.
Head
Yeah,
back.
just back of the head.
So
Right in the
7.
Okay. Like burn, you hear the snap, and she like
Oh.
reels back from it, and like her starts bleeding from her nose, but she's still just like holding you as tight as she can as you're squirming, trying to get free.
And then claws out.
Okay.
18 again. 6.
So 3.
3. And then now he has free hands, offhand attack.
Okay.
Ooh, look at you. 16 total.
As you bring up your shield once more, and the claw mark scrapes against your shield, carving into the metal. Okay, that ends your turn. All right. So, Vivian, the rest of you, as you're running through the Feywild, the storm raging, you hear the howl in the distance. And Adora, I believe, if memory serves correct, you've heard this howl before. As you see the sisters running past you, and you see Hibiscus is like, "It's time! You gotta go! We're gonna go!" Like there's this moment of impasse, of hesitation as you run into them, and you all come running out onto the edge of the board here. together, and then here's goat brother. It's a little
Oh
bigger
my
than it needs to be, but he's a goat. So Vivian, it's your turn.
Okay.
And you see ahead.
And I can see Tom.
Mm-hmm. You see Armand, Tom, and Juniper, and they're locked in this battle among these standing stones as lightning shocking around.
Okay. I'm going to pull out, like, I'll move up more.
Yep. How
Uh,
far you want to go? 5, 10,
Kind of-
15,
yeah,
20,
as far as I
25,
can.
30 you could get there.
Yeah, I'll get there, and then
Okay.
I will pull out my bow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll shoot at him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
And I know it's Tom, obviously.
Make a perception or insight check.
This
for
could
me.
just
Well, yeah, that's true.
And I
I'll say
do know about him transforming her Adora.
Snitch.
You're like, well, you know.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna let it come out in character. So.
Okay, cool, great, I love it.
Okay.
So yeah, are you going to hex before?
No.
Okay.
19. I'm not trying to, like, totally
Okay, that does
wound him.
hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Are you using actual arrow or blast?
No, I'm using an actual. I'm
Okay.
not doing Eldritch. or
That's
anything.
fine. I just need to know if I have to
Yeah, because you half the
Yep.
piercing
Half
from
the piercing, yeah.
raging.
Yeah, I don't want to physically, like.
I mean, it is an arrow.
5.
Okay,
So
so you
that's,
take
like,
3
3.
points of piercing damage. You're currently locked in with
Yeah.
Juniper,
As
and
I see this arrow like
yeah.
flying, I just turn.
Tom,
And I
what are
was-
you doing?
I just go, fucking finally.
Finally, you left.
Cool. Vivian, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
All right. It goes back to Armand. Armand's turn.
I'm gonna like attack again, but I'm gonna shout over my shoulder to Vivian. How do we stop this thing?
Unconscious. I would know that from.
Yeah, your dad would have very much taught you how to deal with lycanthropes, and
Especially because.
this is a first full moon transformation, or maybe just another new bloody
25.
lycanthrope first full or newer full moon.
25.
Yeah, rendering it unconscious, restraining it, locking it up, keeping it safe until basically day.
7.
Sorry, not first.
No, I know. That's why I said one of the new moons.
7 halves
or
of
full
4.
moon.
4. And
I'm
good.
gonna
Come
do
on.
the lightning thing again. And 2. Or
No, not to let it
Yeah.
bite.
19 on
It
19
can
again.
affect
Nice one.
the lycanthrope.
So then
You
I
pass it during the
preemptively
full
roll
moon,
a 2
it'd be
somewhere.
very bad.
Okay. She calls out to you all, watch out for the teeth.
You see that the claws are far more pronounced than the bite. You could tell that he's
He's
different. He's
restrained.
not like, he's more satyr hybrid werewolf. He's not like full werewolf hybrid mode. There's something about his lycanthropy that's a bit different, but
How
it's
you
still
doing that?
baseline
Yeah.
same.
He's bleeding profusely.
Are you considered bloodied? Are you below half your HP? Okay, noted.
Yeah.
All right. Righty. That ends your go?
Yeah.
All right. Goes to
How are
Sister's
you
go.
doing?
I mean, like I'm hurt, but not like bloodied yet. I'm not like half. if that
So
helps.
Juniper slams you into the ground while you're grappled and forces you prone, not doing any damage. But now you are grappled and prone, as she's just forcing you down into the mud, and, has you pushed into the ground and is holding your arms as best she can, and has her foot on the back of your head, trying to keep your face down in the mud as you're snapping out wildly like a mad dog. But that ends her turn. Going to your turn.
Gonna try to snap his head back and head kneecap her.
Okay. With
Yeah.
horns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just manage my movement? Oh, good. 9. Hey, I'll do nothing.
Yeah, you go back and you just don't have enough reach to get her leg or hit her knee with your horns.
Yeah, and then try to crawl out.
Okay.
I'm on
While you're
tape.
prone.
Yep.
So disadvantage. Or no, straight because
Because
you're
you're
reckless. Yep. Okay.
18.
Meets it, beats it.
9.
So I have 5.
How are you looking, Armand? Are you below half health?
Not yet.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
I should say that 6 points of just rubbery punch is definitely coming in.
And then you have a second.
Yep, and
Attack.
I try to do the same. Kick her in. Nope.
Okay. You're swiping out in the mud and you like go and slash at Armand's legs as Juniper's holding you grappled like in the ground. All right, that ends your turn. All right. Remind me the name again, Mel, for your character.
Ariadne.
Ariadne. It is your turn. So what would you like to do?
I would like to cast a spell.
All right. What spell would you like to?
I would like to do Toll the Dead.
Okay. Toll the Dead, and this is on Aconitum.
Yes.
Okay. So is this a ranged spell attack or a saving throw?
Saving throw.
I think it's a
Saving
saving
throw, and I think it's weight. Yeah,
From 60 feet.
60 feet.
It's a saving throw.
which I have advantage on. What's your
Wisdom saving throw?
Yep. I am magically resistant.
You are within range of the spell.
What's your spell save DC?
Well, don't look at it. Hey.
Yeah.
I just make it. I make it with
Okay.
exactly 13.
13, so you make it. So,
No.
what does this spell look like as you cast Toll the Dead? What
Yeah.
does this spell look like as you cast it upon
I
this
am
werewolf satyr?
pointing at this creature
Mm-hmm.
within range.
Yeah.
And the single chime of a Dolores bell is audible within 10 feet of my target.
Nice.
Quite literally, you're ringing my bell.
Yeah.
Then there's some other stuff. I
Yeah.
don't
Is there any
understand
other
it.
creative flair you want to put on it? Like
Yeah, what is
stylistic?
Wait,
Like,
wait,
this is
that-
just to make it more of your character. Like you can customize it however you want it to look or sound.
Yeah, I want it to sound like waves kind of like crashing in on it.
Nice. I love that. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And you shake it off and you see him in the mud, like as Juniper has him grappled there, and you're hearing the. It sounds like you're in a tsunami because now you're hearing waves, but there's also the storm above.
What if it's like a dead siren skull, like in the shape of a
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your action. You do have a bonus action left, or there's weird new action rules, but you have like kind of a bonus action thing you can do. I don't know if you have anything you can do with that.
Okay, heal one of the 2 people I'm fighting.
If you have healing word or spiritual weapon.
Yeah, I'd like to heal Armand.
Okay, do you have healing word as a spell? Okay, cool. So you can heal Armand, so you can casting healing word, I believe is what it is.
Yes.
I want to say it's what?
2d4 plus. Wisdom, so 2d4 plus 3.
Cool.
You can cast it at second level if you needed to.
And that's 4.
I don't think you'll need to right now.
2d4 is this twice.
3.
4 plus,
No, it's 4, yeah.
and then plus
Plus
3
3.
is 7.
7.
As you reach your hand out, cast this healing as well as Armand, you feel some of the cuts kind of begin to close, and it's almost like you weren't cut at all. So you kind of feel this like arcane humming, and look back and see this familiar. You're acquainted. I think you've seen each other around the grove because you all come from the same place.
I'm just like, what's up, girl?
For any while you're getting torn apart by.
Yeah.
Leave it to Armand to be like, sup.
Do you want to move at all? You have up to 6 spaces of movement, 6
Yeah, I would love
squares.
to move 6 spaces. 4, yes.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Behind some cover there too, in case anything's like thrown your way or ranged attacks or whatever.
Protection.
Adora is now your turn.
So as I'm running and I hear like the howl, I just start sprinting as fast as I can through
Yeah.
the trees. And once I get within 30 feet, because I think I can get within 30 feet of him,
Mm-hmm.
because I have 35 feet of movement, I'm just going to shout out to him. No, back up. I'm going to start to panic, and in my panic, I'm going to like dip my hand in the chalk bag and inscribe a rune on my arm. And it'll glow. And as it glows, it comes up towards my neck and over my mouth. And as I speak, it's going to reverberate towards Tom. And I'm going to tell him to stop. I'll be like, Tom, stop. And in my words is I'm pleading with him in that moment. And the rune that I casted is the stone rune.
Okay.
And so the character, which is Tom, needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry, 17.
Damn it. Okay.
I don't like you right now.
Good.
I have no idea what's going on.
Dun, 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 dun. So that didn't work. And when I see that nothing happens, it falls flat.
Yeah, the thunder and the rain and wind is drowning out your yelling towards him, and you can tell that he's incoherent, he's not listening.
In my panic, every step that I take becomes more profound and more heavier and heavier and heavier, and I start to grow, and I double in size.
Hey,
Nice!
Ah! Got it wrong.
Giant Adora!
Giant Adora. You grow almost as tall as the trees, and your runes kind of begin to glow, and even runes you did not have drawn on yourself kind of begin to illuminate as it flashes against the lightning around in the storm. Out of curiosity, what other runes did you get from your passive runes?
My passive runes, I got the fire rune and the stone rune.
So you got resistance to fire damage?
No. I got something
No,
that...
from your new rune table, the rune dice. Did you
Oh,
roll
the rune
those?
dice. Oh, for today's battle.
Yes.
Today's battle.
I got slow. I got
Okay.
resistance to thunder. I
Okay,
got water walk.
cool. So those runes kind of
That
illuminate.
water walk was nice earlier.
Yep. So you're kind of stomping through, and as you stomp over a puddle, your foot does not sink into the mud.
Yep.
As you're running in your giant form and the thunder ringing out, you kind of feel this muffled nature to this. And then the last rune was slow, so that's what your unarmed strikes do for the weapon mastery. Cool. Yeah. Anything else for your turn?
I did my action. I did my bonus action, which was to get big. So
You can move.
I'm moving 35 feet.
Okay.
So you'd be just slightly further.
Because my movement isn't, even though I'm bigger, it doesn't
Yeah, you
change.
can get within melee range.
Okay, so I'm going to post up in front of Armand.
You step over Vivian.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna post up in front of Armand, and I can't do anything because I use my action, my bonus action. But I'm going to try and give Armand some cover by putting my body in between him and Tom.
So I will say, Armand, you get a +2 saving throws and your AC temporarily, as Adora's large shield is now providing some cover to you. But yeah, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
All right, top of the round, Vivian, your go.
Stunned by just seeing Adora turn massive.
Mm-hmm.
That being new, but also remembering her mom is also giant.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess you got the family trait.
Yep.
She's going, knowing she has to get him down. She's gonna, not wanting to really wound him.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wait, what kind of spells do I got?
What kind of spells do you get?
What kind of spells? I could mind sliver him,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that's really mean. There's also
It's psychic damage, which he's not resistant to from a rage.
Okay, I'm gonna mind
And
sliver.
I think it gives a -4 to a save as well, right? Or a D4? It's like a D4
If I whichever saves it after.
It's a intelligence save.
Oh, good. The one you want to target, but you still have magical resistance.
So advantage against magical
A 13.
Yeah, you need it.
Shrugs it off, no effect.
It's up.
No even.
It's a Fey Wolf!
No even like half damage.
I think because Mind Sliver's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately for cantrips, if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work.
Okay, hang
There's no
on.
half damage or anything.
But I have
But wait,
my
there's more.
second wind.
Second heal
Okay.
yourself.
Or
You can heal yourself with that, or you could add it to a skill check.
Yeah, that's okay. Help you a moment.
Yeah.
what's the one where you get 2 attacks?
Oh, action surge.
Yeah.
You can action surge. You can definitely action surge.
Yeah, action surge, and then you get a whole other attack or spell.
Forget an action surge.
Action surge!
So I'm going to use my action
It's a
surge
fire thing.
Oh, it's
and
barbarian for so long.
shoot him again with the arrow.
Okay, go ahead and make another.
Because it
range
has
attack.
to be the action then.
So you're very swift as you hold out your bow and you go and shoot an arrow, but there's like no arrow there. You watch as the arrow disappears, and then you kind of feel the psionic presence, the psychic presence in your mind, but you shrug it off, and then you go and knock a normal arrow and go and fire. And
24.
Hit.
Okay.
I will say he is prone, so you do have disadvantage on your ranged attack.
Dis.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he's Juniper's on top of him, and he's prone.
It's
in
still
the-
But also
20.
reckless.
Still hit.
Oh, nice.
I
Dope.
was gonna say I also had reckless attack, so.
Oh, would have been a straight roll. Cool. Awesome. Yeah,
Alright,
your arrow
so 24
strikes.
then?
Yep.
24 then. First one.
Deal damage.
11.
6.
Yeah. Stealer.
And I will mark that as done.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, Armand, it is your go.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would I have any sort of like knowledge on like do I know that he is like a werewolf or like a were-creature or something?
Yeah.
Like,
you
it's pretty
definitely-
obvious at this point.
With the full moon being out and
Okay.
how everything went down, yes, you're positive at this point.
Okay. And I know that like would I remember that like silver affects
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, I think.
So
Yep.
finally like remembering this shit, I'm going to put a Sabon away
Mm-hmm.
and take out one of the silvered hand like Kusurigamas that he gave me.
Yep.
And instead of like throwing it, because even though it has like the rope thing, I'm going to kind of like charge at you. And since you're like still kind of prone, I'm just gonna like heave it into your shoulder.
Okay. So go ahead and make an attack. It functions the same as a hand axe.
Are my arrows?
Yeah, I have silver hand axes on here for that. 'Cause- Is it still advantage?
Yeah, I'm prone. You're attacking from
Yeah.
a not prone position. Go tell me next 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh god.
So, critical roll. Your critical attack. You get max damage die of a d6, I believe it is.
Mhm.
So it's 6 plus a d6 plus your modifier, and it's a critical injury as well.
You only
You
get.
gave him to me!
I know.
And you're using them for what they were intended for.
I will. You
Is it
will-
max?
You lost
So 12 plus your modifier,
17?
Good.
17 points. That takes you not into full
Well, if it-
negative.
Luckily, still raging, so it'd be halved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even if it's silver?
But I only have 1 hit point left.
you only have 1 hit point left. But for silver, there's a mechanic with his rolling that he can be vulnerable to silver.
I got it
And
down to 1.
Well, no, well,
Yeah.
you only have one left?
I only have 1 because of.
So as you drive it down into the shoulder, I do need you to roll a d10 for me for the injury associated with the strike, which is very fitting for it being a silver weapon.
9.
9.
Take my arm off.
Bad thing that happened. Based on what number.
Go ahead and I'm gonna need you to roll. Please don't not. I need you to roll a d10 for me.
I know!
Yep. Oh, I gotta look it up real quick.
Oh, what did it do?
6.
6, okay.
Okay. I just gotta check a thing. I don't have the other sheet with me.
This is a problem.
It's a big problem.
So the silver of the weapon goes into the shoulder and you fall into unconsciousness, but as the silver enters your bloodstream, travels up your shoulder, up the neck, into your head, you suffer a form of brain trauma.
You gave him brain trauma?
Oh my god, this is just like sake.
Sake was a wee little monkey and had a rope that shit.
You cannot. Your body goes numb. You are unconscious, but you basically have paralysis. You gain the paralyzed condition until your injury is healed. As you drive the silver Kasurigama out, your body essentially goes into shock, and you are unconscious. You come out of combat in the storm and in the rain of this Feywild magic storm. In the Feywild, as you are all together. And just for the sake of time, we're going to end the session there. As we are no longer in combat. And Tom is unconscious, and you see his wolven satyr form lies there in the mud.
And you guys watch this, basically, it almost burns, like dissolves, billows in steam, and burns away, leaving the crumpled form. An even more gaunt Tom.
I will say this, just so we don't keep everyone in suspense. Does anyone heal or stabilize Aconitum at the end of this? If not, we can leave it to a mystery until next session.
I will make those decisions, Rose.
I like the mystery aspect.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We'll say in the heat of the moment, everyone kind of just gathers around, and we'll pick up there
You're not
next
gonna
time.
be here next time. Whoa!
But thank you, Mel, for joining us for today's session. You did great.
You did so good!
That was awesome. And thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Chaos. So, good night, everyone.